for the truth at the edge of the day. Smartest crowd in the room, typing sharp in the dark. Every clue gets a name, every lie gets marked. And the chat starts to hum like a wire in rain. One more case, one more call, pull the veil again. LolCow Crypt, say it like a prayer. LolCow Crypt, we meet you there. LolCow Crypt, brains in the mist, morning podcast, midnight twist. Hits the glass and the shadows thin. You still want that chill, wanna stare back in. LolCow Crypt, say it like a prayer. LolCow Crypt, we meet you there. LolCow Crypt, smartest souls I know. Morning show in the afterglow. LolCow Crypt, don't let it slip. We keep that strange light lit.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good morning, everybody. It is obviously your favorite morning talk show, podcast, whatever you want to call it. Here we have TechProtect, Wings of Redemption, David the Jaffe.
The worst part about the song Every Day is Tech will be eating and it will be coming in and out of my microphone as he munches.
Ain't that right? Well, actually, it's Jaffe eating. I haven't taken a bite of my food. Oh, I think I took one bite. But Jaffe's the one usually chewing on the fucking microphone.
Is Jaffe the one playing the song? Because it's your microphone is kicking it off.
Who knows? Anyways, welcome to LolCow Crypt. Good morning, everybody. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. We have a special guest today. Jaffe, Wings.
Yes.
Are you excited to talk to one of the premier UFO tubers on the social medias, Red Panda Koala?
I am excited.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Wings. Sorry, baby.
I get to be the bad guy. I'm always the bad guy in these conversations.
Why are you the bad guy? What'd you do?
I don't believe in aliens have ever visited us. I believe in aliens. I don't believe they've ever visited.
Well, why does that make you a bad guy?
Because I have to be the debunker.
You are in no position to debunk anything.
What do you mean?
Well, you can have an opinion about it, right? But I mean, no one has, that. What evidence can you use to debunk anything? You can simply go, I choose not to believe, and that's totally fair and valid. But to say you're going to debunk it would suggest you have data to suggest or to back up the idea that what you're saying is true.
Well, no.
You're right. You're right. And I asked for a study sheet.
I'm totally right.
He's right.
He's not right. You can't prove a negative. You can just prove that the positive is not proven.
Well,
yes, but then don't say you're going to debunk it.
Well, that's what debunking is.
No, if you can say yes, you can't prove a negative, but you can also, but you can't say I'm going to debunk this. That's suggesting you're going to take apart. Well, it's not semantics, but
here's what I was saying. Like, I was given a study sheet. I went through the study sheet, and I'm like, most of that stuff was stuff like, oh, this has already been debunked by people smarter than me.
And
it's like,
keep going.
Yeah, and it's like, this will be easy, right?
Well, here's the problem with the whole UFO thing, and I'm very interested to get Red's take on this. Okay. maybe the most important thing to take is this from it, which is it's not so much about are there aliens, and maybe there are, or interdimensional beings. It's more about, what is actually happening. If you listen to like some of these Congress people, they're like, look, we don't really give a shit if it's aliens or not. We know that over the decades, there have been billions of taxpayer dollars siphoned into these black silo programs that we don't know where our taxpayer dollars are going. What is happening now? Is that alternate energy forms? Is that just people living high on the hog with our money, and it's a total scam? Or are there aliens, or who the fuck knows? Or how much of this needs to be defense issues because it's coming from China, blah, blah, blah. The bigger question is there's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of things happening literally, not hyperbolically, at the highest levels of the United States government, with the president talking about this stuff and saying, in fact, yesterday, Kash Patel apparently dropped off the UFO files like it's a fucking Ark of the Covenant versus hitting an email. But ultimately, even if it's all bullshit, they are muddying the waters for some reason. Why is this becoming a topic that it's not like it's just fringe anymore?
Is the government muddying the waters here, or is the people that want to put connections where connections aren't muddying the waters? Let's look at this, right?
I think it's both.
Because like the SR-71 was part of one of these black silo projects, and
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
It's an airship that flies higher than any airship ever made. It's designed for reconnaissance and
Fast plane.
things like that. It's a very fast plane, right? And there's probably other things similar to the SR-71 that we don't want our oppositions, I don't want to call them enemy, but like people that might not have our interest in mind to know about. Kind of like the sound weapon we used in Venezuela and other things like that. There's things like that being created. There also could be things like NASA, when they were going to the moon, they had to create a lot of technology like space mattresses and microwave technology.
Hey, buddy. When you say going to the moon, could we put that in air quotes, please?
Okay, going to the moon, right?
Oh my God! Shut the fuck up.
And like those could be utilized as technology. Like the microwave was universal for like reheating food, and like if you have access to the only patent to that and it's secretive, it's important. Just like mirrors back in the day, mirrors used to be cutthroat technology. Only certain people on a little island knew how to make mirrors, and they guarded it with their like it was Fort Knox.
Okay.
And it's
you don't have to do any work to convince me that we keep secrets and we as a government lie to our people and lie to ourselves and lie within departments of the government. 100%, 1,000%. But the question still is then, okay, if you're going to keep secrets about drones, for example, right? Then that becomes the conversation. What is it you think? Because again, this is not fringe anymore. This is JD Vance. This is Trump. This is they're having multiple congressional hearings that are public, and some are obviously classified that we can't see. This is not just like a weirdo comes in, if you watch The West Wing, big block of cheese day, and it's like, okay, we're gonna interview anybody, or we're gonna take any meeting at the White House for today, even the fringe people. This is mainstream shit now. So my question then to you is, if what you're saying is true, what are they trying to hide from us? Why would they be making this that big of a deal then?
Let me first preface this with, like, do you really trust a guy that couldn't make a casino work as consider that like hardcore evidence, right?
Not
like
at
Trump
all.
Trump being a part of this doesn't give it more credibility.
Oh, it's horrible. Yeah.
But I'm more upset that they're wasting Congress's times on issues like you showed me in these little cheat sheets I was given, where like there's obviously a weather balloon flying 13,000 feet and it gets hit with a Hellfire missile, right? Like there's literally time where like Congress is taking, instead of creating laws, working on infrastructure, working on like issues in our social hierarchy, they're looking at somebody filming a monitor with their phone of us shooting a weather balloon down with a Hellfire missile. Granted, what I take from this is like, why are we using a $20,000 or $30,000 missile to shoot down a fucking balloon. That's my take from it.
You're talking about the new footage that they showed in Congress that they said that's a missile hitting an orb.
Yes,
The
and
orb
it bounces off.
The Hellfire, and we have a video, we can show it later if people want to see it, but anybody interested in this has seen it. But the Hellfire missile bounces off, and then they say that shrapnel from whatever this orb was then kind of doesn't just fall to the ground, but it kind of continues to track and follow the object that was hit. That's the footage you're talking about.
Correct. That's the footage I'm talking about.
And so you think, I haven't watched the Hank Green debunking of it, but I know there are people who have tried to debunk it. You think it's easily debunked, that story?
Easily debunked, because like in if you watch it, right, it has the heads up display on it of like the ship that actually shot, well, whatever is watching it. There's a heads up display, and on that heads up display, there's like a distance tracker. Right, it's tracking the device going, and it's like 3 miles from the device, and then 1 second it goes past the device and hits the water. The water's 6 miles.
I'm sorry, gentlemen.
3 miles up.
This is the moment where I need to step in and say, we probably should have this conversation with the guy. This is probably the conversation to have with the man of the hour, Red Panda Koala. If you would join me, I'm going to go ahead and call him on our little group chat. That way, he doesn't have to join the Discord and all that. We'll get that set up. If you're ready, I'm going to hit call to that group chat. We'll move over there.
Well, first, let's just say welcome to the audience. We totally ignored you guys.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry about
not
that.
us. I said hello.
It's nice to see everybody. Thank you for being here with us today. We don't know how long we have Red Panda for, but we're going to do a conversation with him. Obviously, any questions you have for him, hit us up in the chat. Call in on the Discord. But yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be interesting. We're doing something a little different this morning, but it's good to have you guys here, and it's good to see you, and thank you for supporting the show. Don't forget super chats and gifted members help the show go a long way.
They mean a lot.
We're trying to save a little boy named Zingzak O'Malley Ho. He lives in Africa, but he lived there in 1800, but he's communicating to me through a Ouija board. We want to save his life. Send us your money. Okay.
Please and thank you.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back. I'm calling the group chat. All right. I see Wings is here. Perfect. Han's here. And let me get this set up on stream. Give me one moment.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Cool.
People are saying I'm desynced in the audio, but I mean, just don't look at my beautiful face. You'll be fine. I don't know why I would be desynced, but
Jose Hernandez, I'm gonna comment on this while we're waiting. Everybody gets settled. Says Wings, the politician, thinks a weather balloon with spy equipment is the size of a school bus. Weather balloons can be 28 meters long. They come in
can
various
they?
sizes. Yes,
A weather balloon.
yes, they come in various sizes.
Holy. Well, welcome to the call. Do you go by your Discord name or do you go by the
Red Panda Koala is what I go by. Yeah, here we go.
Well, Red Panda, welcome to the call. Obviously, we have a show lined up to ask you some questions about UFOs or some conspiracy stuff. I've gone through your content on YouTube on both your channels. I know you've joined other podcasts to talk about, is this plane flying over the Charlie Kirk incident, suspicious? You've had a big range of type of content that you talk about. But this is primarily going to be David Jaffe. That's the guy in the robes in the top right. Oh, am I here? Hello? Did I disconnect?
he's lost.
Okay,
I
there
lost
we go.
you guys.
All right, Discord,
Okay,
Discord had a little
That was
crash.
on my end.
No, it was everybody. Well, where we left off is primarily the questions are going to come from David Jaffe. He's the guy in the blue robes. He's the creator of God of War and Twisted Metal, some pretty big video games. And Wings of Redemption,
Oh, nice.
he's the Pepsi pimp himself. Coke hates him. They want to take him out. Pepsi wants to support him until the day he dies. And then I'm TechProtect, producer over here on
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know this or Keem told you, but me and Keem, we did Skyfire News there for a bit, for probably about 6 or 7 months in 2024. You remember that, Wings?
Yeah, I did. I do.
Yeah, that little era. Yeah, so nice.
Well, it's nice to meet you. I've been following your Twitter for a while. I know I actually was listening. You were on some spaces last night that I was on. I'm really interested in this topic. I mean, we don't just have to talk about the UFOs and stuff, but I'm an agnostic to it all. I don't know, where you come down on it because it's clear you cover it. It's clear you're interested in it, but it's also clear that you have an angle. Not an angle, but like a take on it. Like I think there was something yesterday where it was Lou Elizondo was tweeting something, and you just kind of was mocking him and stuff. So, I mean, I guess my first question is for the audience who doesn't know you or is coming to this totally fresh. What is your belief about what the fuck is going on with all of this? Because UFOs have been in the news since forever, but lately with the congressional hearings, with JD Vance, with President yesterday, the FBI guy, Cattell, what's his name?
Pash Patel.
Yeah, is like, oh, he dropped off the UFO files, whatever. So, I mean, this has become a big news story. What do you think is going on?
Cool. Yeah, and are we live now?
Yep.
Yes.
Cool.
100.
Yeah, so I got into this in 2017. If you guys remember, that's when like the first little batch of Navy videos dropped. And that's kind of when a lot of the modern disclosure stuff started picking up. And so I was always into history, and then I was originally going to do like a traditional history YouTube channel, and then once that broke, I really started deep diving all the UFO stuff, and I was like, oh wow, there's something here. And so basically since then, I've been like following the UFO disclosure movement and whatnot. As you said, on like X and YouTube, making documentaries, and on X, like clipping stuff up, doing spaces. I do think there is a phenomenon here that's unexplained, man-made. I think if I remember correctly, Wings is kind of skeptical too, right?
Well,
I'm not skeptical. I'm open-minded, but he's
I
skeptical.
believe in aliens. I just don't believe aliens have ever visited us.
Yeah, and I get that.
Yeah.
But I do think they've been here, and I mean, even the Jersey drones, I think we're a little suspicious. I interviewed a bunch of people during that who were seeing stuff, and yeah, I think there's a non-human element that's flying around here. I mean, Obama recently did kind of do a walk back, but he said, and other people have said, there's like stuff flying around that we can't identify, and we don't know how it moves. So it's yeah, it's kind of where I'm at, and just following all the disclosure land stuff. I don't know if you ever talked with Keem about it, but like back in the Skyfire News days, he was witness to it. There's a lot of shenanigans and weird little motives and little psyops and stuff, and different interest groups. And you kind of even saw it again this week, where there was this pastor story, and there was this kind of like pushback to the pastor story from all the UFO people. It's like, oh, you're lying, and yeah. So does that kind of answer the question?
Go ahead, Wings. Yeah.
I want to ask you about the pastor story, because we talked about that briefly on the episode right before this one. What do you think about like them trying to fold religion over onto aliens? Even in the video itself, the aliens will be reptilian based. Like, how do you feel like it's gonna? Why are we trying to fold like a religious narrative onto maybe like outside entities that are obviously different, upcoming than us?
Yeah, I think you're gonna see more of that, to be honest. And I think a lot of religions are gonna like take this topic and conform it into their own worldviews, which I think is expected. There's going to be a few elements there where some people, I think like Tim Burchett, the congressman, he says like Jesus could save aliens, right? Where he's viewing it as just like aliens and adding Christianity to it. But then there's also even like Rep Luna, another congresswoman who's kind of big on this. It seems like she thinks a lot of these things are angels and demons. And I mean, it makes sense if there's a lot of kind of weird little UFO stuff in the Bible. I think it's kind of a semantics thing, but
Are you talking about like the ancient alien stuff where they claim like the burning bush like on Mount Sinai was actually an alien spaceship?
yeah, some people claim that. What are some other big ones from the Bible? What is it? The eye within the eye moving around. Ezekiel's wheel is another one that people point to and like, look at this, kind of sounds like a UFO thing. So I think you're going to see more and more religions
Why are you?
address it. Yeah.
Sorry for cutting you off, but why are you putting so much credence into Congress people? Like, because like Maxine
No,
Waters is like 88 years old. Like, do we really trust 88-year-old person's judgment?
Yeah, no, that's fair. And there's I mean, I think don't trust anyone ever, especially in here. But I mean, they've been kind of pushing forward and doing a lot of good work and releasing stuff. And it's kind of like, what else can we do, right? So I try and like throw them some support. The ones working on it are really like Burleson, Burchett, Luna, and they've kind of like become part of the UFO community and stuff too over the years. So We've done spaces with some of them,
But couldn't
and
it be like a David Duchovny type thing where it's like I want to believe, like you want to believe
oh,
so badly
100%.
that you're willing to connect,
Yeah,
like
yes, but I have to say, and I can see this with you right now, Wings, and I don't know, like I said, I didn't get to where Red falls on this. I don't know what you believe. First, let me get that answer. Like, what do you think is actually happening?
Beto Oi
Oh,
2
shit.
super chatted
Wait,
$9.99.
Tech, can we turn
Welcome,
off
Red
the
Panda. Loving
we got to turn that off for, we'll get all the chats, right? But it can't keep interrupting when we have a
Sounds
guest.
good. Yeah, I'll have the TTS disabled. But we do appreciate your money. It helps keep the
Yes,
show
we
alive.
get to all of the super chats. Thank you guys.
Thank you, chat.
So if I had to commit super hard to something, I first off don't know, but if we're having fun and it's like after hours and we're around a campfire, I think there's an interdimensional element to it. I think these things can probably shapeshift. I think they've been around for a long time. I think they've been here for a long time. They're probably underwater. Probably some of the grays looking stuff is true. Um, what else? What else do I feel
you just said
comfortable committing
something.
to?
You said,
Yeah.
are you saying like, do you think the Greys are like an aquatic species that actually live on Earth, or what? Can you explain what the idea you just put forth?
I don't know. Well, there's a lot of these UFO sightings. There's a lot of USO sightings. So I think they might have bases underneath. And you've even kind of heard that from some of the Congress people, which again, we shouldn't take everything they say as like gospel or anything, but they said they've been briefed on this. And there's a lot of UFO sightings around water. I mean, most of the Navy videos, if you really think about it, they're all over water. So I think there's a base there. But yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to like really commit to like what's really going on because we really don't know that much. And it's been stifled, and research for this has been stifled for so long. We don't really have like a clear, open conversation about it. So I think until that happens, we
Okay.
don't really know. But I do feel comfortable saying there's something here that's, probably non-human and moving really fast.
Okay.
It has
So
been
then,
for a while.
so then the question is, then, if that, I just wanted to get a sense of where you come down, because we clearly know where Wings comes down. I think I'm with you. I don't know. And if it turned out that it was nothing, I'd go, all right, that tracks. Or if it turned out it was everything, I'd go, okay, that kind of tracks too. But my question is, though, why? Let's assume for the moment that it is absolutely nothing in terms of it's not interdimensional. It's all disinformation and psyops. To what end at this point? Why would they even bring this up? Because if you go back to that New York Times article talking about the Tic Tac, which front fucking page New York Times, if the world was going to care about UFOs, I thought when that story dropped back in the day, that's all anyone would be talking about, and most people were like, "Nah, okay." Oh,
Yeah,
is
that's
there
funny.
is there a new Tic Tac flavor? What, And so to me, the idea that this is supposed to be some distraction, I'm like, it hasn't been working. So why is this gathering steam then, if it is nothing? And if it is, I mean, that's really on top of all this, because we can, and I hope we will, go into all the nuanced stuff, the pastor meeting, Mick West, all this shit. But to what end is all this happening then?
Yeah, and to your first point too, I'll try and address those like as they came in. What if it's all fake? And very well potential, although I don't think so. But there is a very big, what's the word, like geopolitical use of this topic, and it's been recognized since like the 50s. For example, when we did the coup in Guatemala, one of the CIA documents. So during that coup, they basically flooded the information zone in that country with all these different like stories, and there was pamphlets going over saying like they were going to get invaded, and it was just to like create confusion and chaos. Um, One of the CIA documents was about faking UFO stories, right, to just kind of add to this atmosphere. Another thing, even during that time too, in 1953, there was this thing called the Robertson Panel, which was a CIA convened, and this is all you can look all this up. These documents, a lot of them are on the CIA's own website. Panel where they basically determined they wanted to go in on debunking because they were afraid the Soviet Union would flood our channels with UFO stories in a similar way that we had said we would do to Guatemala. Another kind of angle
Because
is,
it would be a distraction from something else. Like,
yeah,
what?
and it would just make people confused, especially at that time, I think, when like everyone was kind of like Christian across the board and stuff like that. But another angle too, and I think what might be at play here is governments kind of like the UFO thing to kind of give this fog of war, if you will, about like technology and like how advanced our technology is. So like if China and Russia think that we have like tic tac technology, whether we do or don't, like that's kind of a valuable kind of chess piece. Do you understand? Like on the
I do. I
global
do.
Sorry to
thing.
cut you off. What is Tic Tac technology again?
That's
So
the
yeah,
go
the
ahead.
Tic Tac was the famous one was the 2004 one, but they're basically supposedly like they look like Tic Tacs, they have no wings, they're usually like white or like light, and they can fly real fast. The one that's reported in 2004 was seen by like multiple fighter pilots and tracked on radar by a carrier strike group, and apparently it went from like 80,000 feet to 25 feet in less than a second or a few seconds, and it was like doing laps around our jets. But we don't understand how it moves because we can't make anything that looks like a Tic Tac fly, let alone fly faster than what we have. So that's kind of that answer.
And there was a, I mean there was a video out or a story out about one of these military weapons contractors. I don't know if it was Lockheed or whatever. I think it was Lockheed, saying that they've since come out, or people have since come out and said that it's very similar to something Lockheed Martin had been working on. And that was probably a test flight of it, but obviously not everybody in the military that were up there filming it and engaging with it were going to know about it. Which
So that did
leads,
happen, but there was also pushback to that where people were saying like, "Oh no, that was a psyop."
you're
I
right.
think Greer's. I don't know if you guys are familiar with some of the characters in UFO
I
land.
am, yeah.
One of the fun things, honestly, is the characters. There's a lot of like funny characters, and Stephen Greer was one of the people saying that. But then I saw like Rhett Burleson kind of push back on that, and other people. So
Can I
parsing
push
the
back on
information
it?
in this space is crazy. It's weird.
Well, there's
What's up?
yeah. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Wings.
Here's my thought. Like you're saying, this Tic Tac technology flew around fighter planes, and it does so in like a 360-degree sphere. It can go any direction at any time it wants. So technically, it has elite thruster technology that we don't have access to right now. And I heard like Lockheed Martin was actually testing this. If this was the case, why isn't NASA even like using this technology in like modern satellites like Voyager
Exactly.
and things like that? Because like they're having trouble right now keeping Voyager 1 online. Granted, the technology is from like the 80s.
Okay,
right?
but because it's
But
not,
like they're
that's why they're
creating.
testing it. That's like saying, why don't we just, fly from LA to California? And the Wright brothers have just been in the desert launching their plane. I mean, it's not ready yet.
But we're having a new moon like thing going, and it's having trouble, right, with thrusters, because we're still taking fuel like rocket fuel and burning it to get out the atmosphere. It's
Yeah.
like you have this technology that can literally circumvent wind resistance, go any direction it wants to go, can change direction on a dime.
Yeah.
Like you would think that it would be implemented into these billion-dollar projects of getting us out of the atmosphere.
I just don't agree with what you're saying.
Well, that was also
Because-
20 years ago, right? And there's older Tic Tac sightings. This stuff goes back to, they really started documenting this stuff in the 50s. And there's stuff, I think Tic Tac sightings as old as then. So I personally don't think it's ours, but some people do, you know?
Well, yeah, and what I would say, Wings, on that is, it's not that you're wrong about, if we had it, we would use it. The whole point of it, if it is Lockheed Martin, is that they are testing it. It's new. So they're not going to strap it to a rocket with people inside and send it to the moon yet. It's a brand new thing. So,
Well, like he just said something that gives my stuff credence. They've had these sightings since the 50s. Voyager was created in the 80s, and Voyager.
well, I think Red is
standard-
suggesting, correct me if I'm wrong, that that suggests that it's not from us, right? If it was
Correct.
from
Yeah,
the-
that's kind of where I lean.
Here's where I lean at it, and put the tinfoil hat on, take this with a grain of salt. Like heating, like heat sensor vision is what we use on a lot of these cameras that do these things. They tend to make everything big white bulbs, right? When there's a difference in like distance, right? And those came out during World War II, and we started seeing these things in the 50s. Was just after World War II, and we started having like these heat vision cameras, and like I think a lot of it's just people misunderstanding the technology itself and wanting to believe. Like that's just my personal
I'd
opinion.
actually agree. I think 90% of the sightings and stuff are probably misidentified. Prosaic is the term for like just regular stuff. But I do think there's a small percentage of it that's pretty unexplained, anomalous, and I mean, yeah, I don't know. What do you guys make of the whole Congress dog and pony show post 2017 stuff? Like, can you guys feel as like maybe people who don't follow the subject as much, like the ramping up gradual over the years, these past few years? And what do you think of it? And where do you think it's going? I'm curious for you guys.
Well, I'm very engaged with it. I watch it all. I get excited about it all. But again, I remain open-minded, and I have no, like I said, if somebody came out like you just said when we were talking about the Grush coming out and saying that the Tic Tac thing wasn't or was Lockheed Martin, and then what's the guy Burchett coming out and saying no, I'm pushing back. The idea of all of these people having a vested interest in whether it's financial or government, or you can't say anything anymore in this space because everyone is going to have an opinion and call what they don't like a psyop or disinformation campaign. And so I certainly am curious why the government is being so public about it all of a sudden. But do I expect Donald Trump when he says the UFO files are coming? No, it'll be something, but it'll probably be just as benign as everything else we've seen and unconvincing if you're not already convinced. Because, I mean, hell, we just saw Marjorie Taylor Greene the other day put out a video saying that they promised the Epstein files, and the reason she left the Republican Party was because Trump's like, I don't want those ever coming out. And she's like, well, motherfucker, that's why I'm with you.
They'll hurt people in Palm Beach, David. Palm Beach. Think about the people in Palm Beach.
I don't know what president that was, but it was great. And I would vote for him, Wings. I would vote for him. But okay, so let's go way up here then. Because look, no, I don't care if you're convinced, Wings, and I don't care if you're a believer, Red. I care. I'm curious about it, but I'm more interested though in this dogma that Wings is kind of expressing, because I think it's just as problematic as when religious people push their dogma of it just is, right? Let's assume all of this, Wings, is psyop, and it's trying to keep us from knowing the enemy, from knowing what tech we have. Great. But when you throw in the stuff that's not political, at least as far as I can tell, when you throw in the fact, like we talked about the other day, that the guy who won the Nobel Prize in 2022 for physics basically proved, starting with the two-slit theory, that the world runs like a video game, that that superposition is not because this thing is over here and this thing is over here, and how's that working? He's like, because it's basically we're running a computer program and everything is code, and it doesn't, distance is an illusion, right? When you start throwing in that, or dimensions, multiple dimensions that theoretical physics say exist, how can you bop your head on that? Like, do you really just think we live in a world that reality is what you see is what you get? None of this quantum stuff is real. None of the theoretical physics stuff is real. And the reason we don't have aliens is because it's just simply too fucking far.
We were talking about this yesterday after the stream, and like, I don't fully co-sign on like the world being a video game. And like, I was thinking about it more, and it's like, what about things that just happen on the atomic level? Like the growth of bacteria and mold. That happens regardless if you're watching or not. There's mold somewhere in a cave that humans have never laid eyes on right now, right? And at no point, there should be.
There should be, but according to the theory of this,
well, how about this? How about,
if you don't observe it, it doesn't exist except in code.
How about the simple fact that caves exist themselves? They're just rock cut with water from thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and they've created these crevasses, and it's like, it happened regardless if man looked upon it or not.
That's not accurate according to this theory, though.
Well, he's wrong.
I'll let the Nobel Prize winning physicist who just won the Nobel Prize for physics know that Wings of Redemption says he's wrong.
Yeah. Well, the source gave fucking Lil Wayne a gold microphone too. That doesn't make him a great rapper.
The source? Are you gonna come on now?
I mean, like, let's be real here.
I am being real here, but the caves, for example, again, I'm not saying I believe that's exactly what's going on, but I'm saying that there is a point where if you're going to demand proof from the UFO phenomenon, which I respect, it sounds so like to hear you talk about it makes me go, how much of this is coming from a genuine interest in going, I want to know the truth versus I have as much of a dog in the fight of debunking this because I think these people are morons and I think they're easily led.
I love cryptozoology. Absolutely love it. And part of
Yeah.
cryptozoology is Bigfoot. Bigfoot's my favorite crypto, right?
Yeah.
I don't believe in that motherfucker at all. I don't believe in the
I don't
Jersey
I don't
Devil.
either.
I don't
I
believe
don't
in the
either.
Ogopogo, but I love the idea of them, right? I wish the world was more fantastic. I wish the world was a place that we didn't completely understand. And like the ocean is fantastic. I am having a redneck moment. The ocean gives me glee and wonder. I don't know what the word I was actually looking for because it's unexplored, right? Like the whole heat vents and how bacteria can live at heat vents and like what's the possibility if we could use these heat vents if the sun ever died. I love exploring those ideas. But there's a simple fact that there's millions of tons of water pressure stopping these ideas from actually coming to fruition, like living in the basis of reality. Like most people would take pictures of screens, just like we seen in like the Fast Flyer incident, or like this one they just talked about where like the weather balloon got hit with the Hellfire missile or the orb. Like these are just people whistleblowing. Like, oh, look at this. This is government hiding aliens from us. Let's put our camera on the phone, our phone camera on the
Well,
computer screen.
let's ask Red. I mean, Red, do you think that orb that got hit by the Hellfire missile was something, or Wings is
I don't
convinced
think
it
it's
was a
been
weather balloon?
I don't think it's been adequately explained. That was the first time ever that a what was it? Like a missile was shot at a balloon like that in a combat zone. There's a really interesting article from this publication called The War Zone, which isn't even like a UFO publication, but every time one of these videos comes out, they kind of like give their analysis of it. I don't think it's been adequately explained, and it was showed in Congress in what 2025, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
the
just
day
last
before
year.
the Charlie Kirk hearing, and yeah, I don't think it's been adequately explained. I think there'd be another similar video of something looking similar if it was such a common thing, and even the concept of like, even if it was a balloon, it sounds just kind of absurd. Someone should definitely find that. Also, another thing I find interesting just about that in general is that was when we were doing bombing runs on Iranian advanced research labs in Yemen. They were funding them, and then like shortly after that, the New Jersey drones started. I don't know if it's anything connected or not, but I just find that all kind of interesting. I'm waiting for the proper debunk.
Red, you said you found it absurd. Were you in the same ballpark as me, where it's absurd that the United States would use a Hellfire missile to shoot down a weather balloon? Is
Well,
that
no
where?
one claimed it was a
That
weather balloon.
or that like show me another video that's comparable, and you can't even do that because that's the only video the U.S. has ever released of them firing on a balloon ever, if it was a balloon, in a combat zone. So like, there's nothing.
Do you know how Hellfire missiles work? How they explode?
Nope.
Tell me.
They use a thing called a crush sensor, and the reason they use a crush sensor instead of using a computer to say like go this distance explode or have a proximity explosion, they do that because they shoot them at tanks and cars. Right? They shoot them at a very hard metallic surface that's designed to crush the sensor on the front, which makes the missile explode. The fact that the missile hit this object and went through it and even like directed its path after it hit it and didn't blow up means that the object is not hard enough to break the crush sensor. And you could see the object flake off in the different degrees because it's a helium hot weather balloon. They can get 28 meters long, and because it looks like it's going so fast because it's so high above the ocean. It's 13,000
the
feet.
parallax thing.
Because you can see the camera. If you look at the camera, and the camera's following it, it shows a distance that the camera is 3 miles from the object, and then it goes over the ocean. The ocean's 6 miles away. That means it's 3 miles up. That's 15,000 feet between the ocean and that object. So like when you're doing that, the flight of a bird looks fast. We discovered that with like the Go Fast video back and forth. And yeah, they shot the hot weather balloon down with a Hellfire missile. I believe that 100%. And the fact that the Hellfire missile went through it and didn't blow up means it wasn't a solid object. So if it was an alien spacecraft, it would have to have like Protoss or like fucking Spartan like shields coming around it to deflect this Hellfire missile. And I don't think that technology
it was
exists.
interdimensional.
It did fly for like the rest of the video for like what, another 30 or 40 seconds. They should have went longer the video. But I mean, I'm open to either way. But I just I don't think it's been adequately. Find me another video that's similar. I think is a fair ask, right?
Well, like
Right,
I can't give you that. I can't give you that because
Well, he's
like,
not
I don't think
asking for you to provide it, but I think what you're saying, Red, is that there's a reason to be skeptical about it, but until we have more evidence, there's no way to really know, right?
Chat wants us to pull this video up if we can, Tech.
Yeah, I'll pull
Oh,
it
the
up.
Hellfire. Yeah, that's probably a good call.
Yeah.
You guys keep. I have it. Well, actually, have Tech pull it up because my Chrome's running like shit.
If I pull it up, it might fuck up my graphics card. We still
All right,
haven't bought
I'll
the
do it.
graphics card.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. Hang on. You guys keep talking though.
Yeah, no, this was interesting, and it's always fun to debate them. I was actually surprised. Some of the pro UFO people were even saying that, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Eric Burleson said this was dead drop to him. Although, if I personally think, who probably Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp are, if you've been kind of seeing some of this UFO stuff, I think they got it to him. And for better or worse, they've been releasing like interesting videos. Some videos of their videos do get kind of debunked, so you kind of got to take it by case basis. But I don't know. I think. I get the arguments being made in the debunker side, but I still think it's interesting and not been adequately debunked, and I'm totally open to being wrong though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean-
Jaffe's sharing a screen here now on the Discord.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Watching the stream.
So what people are saying is that little debris field. You can look at it in one of two ways. You can look at it. And this is why maybe it what Jordy's saying is a little harder to believe, but not entirely, which is when the missile hits this thing, you'll see these pieces right here. Come back now. You'll see these pieces, these little things here.
Mhm.
Now, if they were debris, I get that it might look like, because we're looking top down, the main body keeps moving and the debris is falling. But since you're top down, you're not really seeing much of a visual shrinking because they're dropping slowly. But it seems though that you would think the physics of these three things would start to drop off because they no longer have the propulsion of the main weather balloon that still has the momentum of going forward. But they don't actually do that. Look at how these three things move. And I think this is sort of really where people are going. This may not be, it may be human technology, but it may not be a weather balloon like we've seen. These things start, oh, come on. He's going to play it again, I think. Here it is. Watch.
Yeah, what do you
Come
make of
on,
those three things, Wings?
You can honestly see the three things start to get smaller.
No, they'll show it longer. Hang on. I wish they'd stop fucking editing this shit. I don't need. Okay, come on now.
If you go on my X feed, I have one where I like zoom in, slow it down, and all this BS too.
Oh yeah, let me fuck this bullshit.
Just go on my X feed, type in Hellfire, and there should be.
Because like I look at this like if you took, this is obviously a helium balloon, right? But let's say you took a paper bag, right, and you put air in a paper bag and you threw it up and you shot it with a gun. Pieces of the paper bag would go.
The one over to the left.
They would flutter around and it would slowly start sinking. But
The magnifying glass above.
Wait,
the
hang on, Wings.
Sorry.
Okay. This one.
No, the magnifying glass right there. So type in there and type in
I
Hellfire.
didn't even know you could do that. That's
yeah,
awesome,
dude. Level up,
I know. Okay, here we
and
go.
then that first one I think should be good.
United States government arsenal that can split a Hellfire missile like this.
Although,
Right,
but again,
it's
the thing does go for 30 or 40 seconds after this, if I'm not mistaken. It goes for quite a while. It still should have went for longer. And then I think that, because I personally think this came from George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell, and that was the hearing that like Knapp testified at, and I feel like they'd probably bring their best stuff that day. Maybe. But again, look up the Warzone article if anyone wants like a good, I think they're skeptical over there. Analysis. Oh no, you don't have to look it up right now. I'm just saying for people curious. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's.
I wish we could. Can we slow that video down because you almost can see the Hellfire missile hit.
No, I want to show
and
you.
Reboost.
I want to get the actual fucking video because this is bullshit. All these people editing their crap.
Oh, just the raw.
Yeah, because
the unzoomed out one.
Well, I don't have. This is Good Morning America. Jesus fucking Christ, people, give me the fucking video.
Well, they zoom it in like this because they want you to see this.
Okay,
hit,
okay. Here you go. Watch this. Okay. Now those things tracking. I get that you're. So what you're saying, Wings, is even with it tracking, those things are falling, and that's
Right.
why and they still have the same momentum as when they were moving.
Well, you don't lose momentum. Like if you jump out the car, you're still going 70 miles an hour. You're just going to slow down really, really fast, and it's sinking. It also has wind resistance. It's also
all right. Well, we're not going to debunk it, but you think it's bullshit. So I want to go back to Red on this though, because this is my question for you. I for a while was doing a show on the internet that was, I loved it, but it was difficult to sustain motivation. It was about like paranormal and ghost and UFOs and all this stuff. And ultimately what ended up happening though was I always arrived at the same place with all this stuff, which is I'm interested, I want to believe, but I'm open-minded enough to know that there's no evidence here, right? There's no proof yet. And so it got boring for me to sort of hang in there and continue every night to talk about, look at this crazy video, which probably was altered and doctored, but maybe not. How do you, because you've built a pretty, great footprint in this world, how do you keep yourself motivated when you know good and well that you don't know what you don't know and you don't know what you do know?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know, because like basically since 2017, I've had like a low-key unhealthy obsession with it, and I haven't gotten bored with it yet. And I feel like when I do, maybe I'll take a little break or something like that. But there's always something new, always something to keep me excited. I do like news in general too, so I feel like even before I was into UFOs, I was like really like following the news a lot. So that's probably it. I do think too. I think this kind of scratches an itch for me of like, what is even reality? Like, it seems like something like outside, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to tell us like what happens when we die or something like that, but it's going to give us like maybe some more insights if we learn how some of these things move or what some of these things are, how long they've been around. Just kind of like that, like curiosity. I feel like it just still it scratches my curiosity itch about just the world in general. But that's just kind of like applying to learning about anything too.
Can I ask you a
Are you-
hypothetical?
Okay, I mean, sorry, Jordy. Yes, but I want to hear your hypothetical, but I just want to get a follow-up. Are you religious?
No, I'm agnostic. I'd say I don't really know. Yeah.
There's starting to be a pattern, I think, and I want to talk about that because I am
Yeah.
as well. But yeah, go ahead, Jordy.
What would it take for you to stop believing?
I don't know.
To just never have recorded the Journey song, but now that they've recorded the Journey song,
Yeah.
don't stop believing.
I'm just saying, is there something like that if something came out, you'd be hard pressed? Like, I don't believe in. Like, let me give you an example. I'm an atheist. I'm not agnostic. I totally don't believe in religion. But if Jesus came back and an army of angels walked down Main Street of Conway, I'm going to start believing pretty fucking quick. Is there an opposite of that for you for aliens? Is there something
maybe
that
like
could
a
come out that would be like, no?
detailed kind of analysis and explanation, and maybe even like government documents. But even then, can you really trust those for like every single case? But there's like so many. There's hundreds. There's one I did a video series on this series in Brazil and Colares in the 70s, and even the Brazilian government's released documents about that, and that was over like a month, and every strat. It was almost kind of like the drone wave, depending on what you think about that. But like every strata of society was seeing them. Congress people out there, police officers, farmers. That was over a month period, and it was very anomalous. So I don't know. There's a lot of cases out there, but if there was like a
Do you believe in
solid
Bigfoot?
read up for every single one of them, I'm on the fence with that. I think if it is real, I think it's some kind of interdimensional thing, but I don't know. I haven't really gone down that rabbit hole too
Because like
deeply.
I bring Bigfoot. I bring Bigfoot up because a lot of people seen Bigfoot as well, and the Jersey.
A lot of people have seen Bigfoot.
Yeah, a lot of people seen Bigfoot. There's sightings all the way. There's people that seen Nessie. Like, there's people that claim to see Nessie out in the water.
People
like,
claim to
come on
see the
now.
Virgin Mary crying blood from the statue, but that doesn't mean that's the
and then
common
their
response.
Cheerios. But yeah,
So Wings, can I ask you then what I had asked earlier
Yeah.
was, so what do you make of all this stuff going on? You think it's all just nothing?
you're talking about the scientists, right?
Well, no, just the disclosure stuff. Trump saying he's going to release the files, these hearings we have, these whistleblowers, all the kind of dog and pony show
I see
about
that
it
for what
all.
it is. I see it for what it is. Trump started a war that's costing the U.S. economy right now. Like, the U.S. economy's fucked up. We're going to have a food shortage in the fall. I mean, bread's going to go up $1.50. Milk's going to go up $5, not $5, but $1.50 probably as well. Everybody in the fall this year is going to be fucked from fertilizer, diesel, and all these other things that's fucked up because of the Iran war. And Trump is looking for a scapegoat. He's also probably in the Epstein files.
This predates the war and the Epstein files, though. This is not like 4 weeks ago. This has been going on with Congress.
Well, he asked me about the alien files itself. Why are they releasing them now? And I'm getting
Well, yeah,
to
that too, but then also the broader topic, like he was saying too, because like this has been in the conversation and the zeitgeist growing more and more since before the Iran war, for sure.
Right. Like the congressional hearings started in 2024 in November. And that was well before even Trump was in office.
I think the first one was even in 2022, and then they added the big first one was in 2023. And there's just been a
So
steady.
I don't want to derail you, Wings. I just want to make sure you have the data right. So
Right.
it's not like this just came up a couple of weeks ago.
Right. And the question I'm answering is, why is it coming out now? That's the question I'm trying to answer. And a lot of it is to misdirect, because like Trump's in the Epstein files, born Jesus is in the Bible, right? We all know that at this point. he doesn't want the Epstein files done. You had Marjorie Green tell him like, "Oh, I actually stepped down because this motherfucker don't care. He won't have victims of Epstein in the Oval Office, but he'll have terrorist leaders from Syria in the Oval Office. How do you have that same level of disrespect, right?" So like Trump wants to release this to like push media's eyes over here. Like, look at all the alien stuff that we've been talked about and debunked. It's probably gonna be a bunch of nothing. It's gonna be some papers that are redacted over and over again. It's gonna tell you nothing, but it's gonna get the heat off of the Iran war for like 2 weeks. That's what's gonna happen. As for the alien files themselves, I'm sure there's somebody out there in the government that gets paid to look into this stuff. They would be negligent if they didn't. Like, is this somebody come to Earth? Is this a foreign invader coming onto our surface? Is this going to put our people at risk? Right? People want the government to be the bad guy, and a lot of times they are, but not every case is the government the bad guy. Sometimes it's just you take ignorance as malice, right? Because like sometimes people do something so poorly that it's took it like it was done with malice, like it was done in an evil intent, and that's not always the case.
Okay, so that's your answer for the recent stuff, but how about even before that, like the 2017 to before the Iran war, all this hoopla, these hearings, all this stuff.
So let me verify. You're asking me what is my opinion on like all the alien stuff that happened before
you
the
think
Trump
it's
and
all
Iran
just
war.
like fake, right? And that's fair. Like, there's plenty of people who think that. Separate of this latest thing with Trump and the files.
I don't know if it's all fake, but from the history of everything that I've lived on this earth, that if something was actually real and tangible, it wouldn't be behind a paywall, and somebody would have like tried to leak it. Just like this video we just watched with this Hellfire missile and this weather balloon. Somebody's seen this, and they're like, "Oh, this is the catch-all. This is the linchpin. This is going to throw the whole system on its head. Here's aliens right here," and it's not. This is the best we got, right? This is.
Well, the Congress, you have to understand, like, they're not saying this is aliens. In fact, I always say his name wrong. Burchett, the South North Carolina, South Carolina guy.
Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee, same thing. He's I'm from Alabama. I can say that. He's his whole point is, I don't care if they're aliens. He says, I care that we're losing billions and billions of dollars of taxpayer money going into these programs in the Pentagon, and they are not being held accountable. If they're making weapons, at least the people have elected deserve to know. If they're contacting aliens, we deserve to know. So I do believe in that goal, and I assume most Americans who pay taxes do, which is, if we are funneling this shit, whether it's reverse engineered technology or it's man-made technology, into our taxes, and we're funding it, somebody should have oversight. I mean, I assume you would agree with that.
100%.
Right.
It's like, but at the same time, like, if mind control was possible, and we had to put millions of dollars into MK Ultra, would you want them to put the money fund MK Ultra if they found out mind control was actually possible, or telekinesis? Yes. Right. Yes. So like you got to have some level of expansion. Like, space technology isn't going where it needs to go because there's no money in it. It's always at a negative loss, right? Because there's no benefit to going space right now. And until there's like a Planet Denny's, there's never going to be. And that's why it's always at a negative loss. But you have to have like some childlike wonder in like how you move the races itself. Just like I brought up NASA earlier before Red came in, they created like space mattresses and like the microwave oven and stuff like that because we wanted to go to the moon. And because we had a goal, we had to overcome and find solutions for that goal outside of the regular sphere of influence. And I think that's worthwhile.
Well, let's take this. So Red says he's agnostic. I'm agnostic too. I think you're atheist. So one of the things that I find interesting about this UFO conversation is, and this is nothing groundbreaking, people have said this for a long time, but as science comes along and kind of debunks the Bible in essence, and debunks religion, you have two choices at that point, right? You can basically embrace the fact that there's all this new stuff that we don't know. And it's easy to fill in those gaps with wonderful, fun ideas. Or you just kind of say, I'm all about only the scientific method, and I want to believe in lots of things, but I'll believe it when I see it. And I think that's interesting because as an agnostic, I struggle with that because I don't want to, I know I have a tendency as a human to want to believe in these wonderful things because it probably fills the same gap or void that people who are religious, that are still religious, fill with a lot of these wonderful stories, right? But when you, Wings, say you don't even believe the Nobel Prize winning physicist of 2 years ago or whatever it was, that just sounds like your guard is up to anything, that if Wings of Redemption doesn't see it, it doesn't exist. And so I'm wondering first for Red, do you feel that your interest does come because religion for you and me doesn't really fill those gaps? So you want to
I'd
figure
say
out,
honestly, yeah, maybe there's a sense of that, of just like what is anything, and I'm not. I still, like I said, I'm agnostic with it all. So I think it is interesting, right? Like me and you are kind of on the same page on the UFO stuff and the agnostic thing, and then Wings is kind of like on the atheist front and kind of atheist about all the UFO shit. Not that it's like a religion or anything, but just kind of like that.
but
that framework.
it kind of is. It's kind of a religion, right? I mean, we don't have evidence of it. We want to believe. I mean, let's put it this way. There's more proposed evidence of UFOs and aliens than there is stuff in the Bible. I mean, I hate to say that because people will be offended and say that's not true and stuff, but I'm not saying any of the UFO stuff is real, but at least we have people walking around today and saying, here's a picture, here's a
Or
video.
pilots saying I flew. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Right. We don't really have anybody saying, again, I understand it would be impossible, but where's today's miracles? Why didn't Jesus or Yahweh stop 9/11? If miracles happen and you're going to free the Jews by parting the Red Sea, could you maybe divert the planes?
Or the tsunamis that hit India that killed 400,000 Christians.
Right. Or one of our co-hosts, Boogie, got cancer, and they're like, could you not give Boogie cancer?
Wait, did he? I thought he didn't. Oh, he actually did?
Yeah, he was
shit.
he was lying. He was lying.
Okay.
I got to defend my boy here a little bit. Boogie most likely still has cancer. He just can't prove it to people because he doesn't get the tests done.
Well, he has cancer of his soul.
Well,
I mean, I've seen his medical reports personally. Like he showed me.
Wait,
privately.
are you telling me that you are going to diagnose Boogie as having cancer?
No, I'm not a doctor in any means. But like, here's where it gets muddy. With what Boogie tells me and what his numbers read on his private medical sheets are accurate, he would have what he says he has, but he doesn't have like a doctor like testing on it.
Because he's scared to get tested, or what?
Money.
He doesn't want to face
money
it.
issues.
Money.
Money issues.
Okay.
When was that all blew up with y'all? That was like I think that was 2024, right? That was a few years ago now.
Yeah, that was when Boogie faked cancer. It's like, oh my Lord.
Did he get cancer after that, or did he have cancer the whole time?
He claimed he had cancer all the way up to that point. And the big thing that destroys the credibility with me is how like he magically got better, because he used to be like, woe is me, I have a bad cancer day, and all that went away. The instant that people called him on, or Destiny came and called him on his cancer, like all that went away instantly. His whole personality changed. He like code switched on us. And that's the thing I've never gotten around, right? And to talk to you about like not believing a Nobel Peace Prize winning guy with the simulation. Stephen Hawking made a whole career out of black holes, and then he was proven he was wrong on his deathbed.
Not on everything. It didn't prove that everything yes, Einstein got some things wrong, but to suggest that, let's put it this way. You and I are totally in agreement that just because you're a scientist and a Nobel Prize winning scientist doesn't mean you're never wrong. Of course. But I would say, though, that between you and me, and I can't speak for Red's education, but between you and me, if I had to say, where am I going to place my bets on, theoretical physics, I would much rather put my bet on the guy who's a theoretical physicist who won Nobel Prizes for it than you or me. So correct. I'm inclined to believe him. I think that's part of our problem today. It's like everybody thinks they're as smart as everybody else. And it's like there's a reason people go to school to become doctors and scientists and lawyers and all kinds of things. But everybody thinks they're an expert, right? I mean, that's a real problem.
There's a term for it. It's called YouTube mechanic.
Yeah, there you go. Right. Right. So, okay, let's go to the scientists, Red, especially the one that interests me a lot because, do you think there's actually a pattern with these scientists being disappeared, or do you think it's easy to see a pattern in anything if you look for it?
Honestly, a little bit of both. I think some are getting thrown in there, but I think you were going to go with McCaslin, right? The general. That one I find very interesting.
Her and him and the woman from Alabama who is
She's pretty interesting too, Amy Eskridge.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, where do you want to take it from there? I guess.
Well, I wanted to know what you think. Do you think it there is something there, or do you think it's we're seeing a pattern?
Even prosaically, there's like there's reasons and precedents, and didn't the U.S. and Israel kill a bunch of like Iranian scientists and stuff? So like, there's like a prosaic explanation for all that. But even for some of the other stuff, like McCaslin, for example, like I don't think that's been properly explained yet. Totally, probably is a prosaic explanation, but he was like a high-ranking Air Force general, ran the Air Force Research Laboratory at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and had a 30-year career. Sorry, before that. And the dogs can't pick up a scent. They interviewed 700 homes. There's no ring camera footage. So that one I find very weird. The girl, Amy Eskridge, I've actually been on this beat for a while. I do think I interviewed one of her boyfriends, and I do think she was kind of like gang stalked, if you will. And it was interesting. What the boyfriend was saying was he actually felt the directed energy weapon stuff too, and when she was around. And I think for her, there's kind of this concept of like the big bluff, where she was in Huntsville, Alabama, which is a very big, like there's a lot of like foreign espionage going on over there, just because there's a lot of like rocketry and defense stuff over there to begin with. And she would kind of like go to bars and talk about anti-gravity. I don't think she had like any kind of working prototype anti-gravity or anything like that. But I think if you're kind of talking big and going online and doing this stuff, you'll like, I don't know. There's a lot of Chinese over here doing like weird stuff. There's a lot of Russians. We're doing weird stuff everywhere. So,
whether it was aliens or not, would you agree though, or not agree, but would you suggest that there is a concerted effort on the part of all these governments to come up with some sort of anti-gravity propulsion system?
Yeah, I think so. And you could just kind of broaden that into like, we're always trying to get better with, flying and aviation and propulsion. So we're always trying to kill each other. So
wouldn't all propulsion systems be anti-gravity because all of it's fighting against gravity?
It's not a semantics debate.
I guess in a way, yeah.
Shore wings. Yeah. Right. Okay. But yeah. So, okay. So, but I would agree. The more likely story is the people that are kind of hitting on this are probably being taken out, because whether you're talking about governments that want them or maybe kidnapping them. Well, no, she's dead. They know that. But the guy who disappeared in the desert, I think I don't know if it was you, had a story up that I think Grush was saying that they were trying to get him to appear before Congress, right?
Yeah, that just happened recently where that came out. Yeah, because he was in the WikiLeaks. So he let's just go through his career real quick, and I'm working on a video on this too, so it's all fresh in my head. He was working on advanced space satellites in like the 80s. Real smart guy, was smartest in his high school, that kind of thing. Was working on like the Star Wars Reagan program in the 80s. And so he had a lot of satellite stuff, satellite tracking of nuclear weapons, satellite turning on and off of our nuclear weapons from satellites, because like there's systems in space and on the ground, like when all those things like go off. And then as time went on, he gradually like came into more and more like a leadership role and overseeing stuff. And then he was eventually overseeing like the $2 billion+ budget of like in the entire Air Force, Wright-Patterson Air Force Research Laboratory, which has like all these different sub programs and stuff like that. So pretty high level dude. He's also in the WikiLeaks. So with this whole like 2017 stuff, there's a group called To the Stars Academy, and a lot of people think they were a SOP, and a lot of them are shady as fuck. But they did kind of lobby Congress and get the ball rolling. And he was in the WikiLeaks as being one of the guys kind of like organizing these people together with Tom DeLonge, the rock star from Blink-182, which I know is just so absurd. And then, so he was already kind of in the UFO mix. When he went missing, his wife confirmed that he was talking with Tom DeLonge about all this stuff. And so he was always, he wasn't one of these talking heads like a Grush or Elizondo. But yeah, Burleson, and then also recently David Grush, who works for Burleson now. So he's a whistleblower who now works as like a congressional staffer to kind of help facilitate some of this stuff. Said that he would have been a hostile witness and that he was in charge of a lot of the UFO stuff. And so I think he went missing a week after Trump's announcement to declassify the UFO files. He also went missing, I think, the day before the Iran war. So I don't know why he went missing or how he went missing, but it's kind of interesting, some things to think about. Also, something I'm going to cover in my book too is right after he went missing, there was that like kind of surge in meteors, which even the American Meteorological Society, or American Meteor Society, came out and said was an abnormal increase, and I think it's died down now. But remember, there's like that
Yeah.
week or so. So it's I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know what to make of it all.
But
if we
he
get
hasn't. One
small,
sec though.
small commercial break.
Yeah. What?
Oh, commercial break.
Commercial
Gotta pay
break.
bills.
Oh, gotta pay bills. Thank you, chat, for tuning into this episode. I want to say this show lives and dies on the super chat and the donation from our adoring fans. We love you guys. Jaffe, I'm gonna go to make the U big on the screen. Please give our donation pan like we do in church. Pass it around.
Okay. Am I big?
You're big.
My question when we come back to Red is, why does E.T. like them Reese's Pieces so goddamn much? He's a little alien critter that wanders around. He's like, Elliot, I love you and everything. Well, if you want an answer, we need your money. Welcome to the show. We appreciate you being here. Yeah, we're talking to Red Panda Koala today about UFOs and aliens and why we believe and why we don't believe. Jordy is a hostile witness to this conversation, and we appreciate all the support you guys give us. But now is the time to reach into your interdimensional pocketbook and give us your money. We want all of it. We want your super chats. We want your super thanks. We want you to send us
Gifted members.
gems and jewels and gifted members, because there is a cost to being the smartest show on the LCU. Now, I understand being the smartest show on the LCU is like being, the best tasting drink, amid a row of Diet Pepsi or something. But that said, we are the smartest show on the LCU, and that takes money. It takes moxie, it takes good looks, and it takes ducats. So get them in here, God damn it, or Jordy is going to kill somebody.
Yeah, clean out your kids' bank accounts. They don't need a college fund. They're never going to own a house. The economy has already dictated that. Don't need to save for the college fund. Let us spend your money better than your kids will use for education.
I'll kill a fucking dog today if you don't give me.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
That's not one. That's not on the books. I do want to get a couple of super chats that were sent in for Red. There's one from Glitterface. It concerns me that because they use contractors to deal with UAPs and all of their knowledge is not accessible under the Freedom of Information Act, we won't get full disclosure. Technology is owned by private sector, not government. Do you agree with this, Red?
Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to get the full stuff, and I think they've probably done some dirty stuff over the years too. So, and yeah, exactly what you kind of said there too. It seems like over the years they kind of got wise to the whole FOIA process, Freedom of Information Act, and so a lot of this stuff was kind of moved to the private sector, to where it almost seems like, and there's some stuff where it's like almost like a breakaway civilization thing, where you kind of see it on without the UFO stuff, where some of these defense contractors have just so much power and influence, and you kind of see it with some of the tech stuff too, like Palantir, for example. Like, what the hell is Palantir even becoming? So I think, yeah, I'd agree with probably a lot of that.
Another one coming in from Rusper Goo says the secret space program needs to keep the propulsion technology hidden. Also, the moon is artificial and was brought here to monitor Earth. What do you think about that?
There's some weird anomalies about the moon. I mean, what is it? Like the whole eclipse factor and the influence it has on our tides, and like, isn't our moon the only moon that has like the dimensions that it does and proportions that it does that we've observed at least? Like wings.
That can be happenstance, bud.
Wings, I love that face.
There is something. What he's talking about, it's strange for the moon to be its size and close to the Earth at the degree that it is compared to
monitoring. The moon's monitoring us at 250,000 miles away.
That's
but yeah, I don't know. Who really knows
on the astronomical
There's
scale.
a lot of it's fun to think about for sure.
And one last one coming in from Respu was Bigfoot is an an interdimensional being 100%.
Don't keep using this term interdimensional being. Can you explain it, Red? What is your opinion? Because Jaffe loves this
it's a perfect term because it's just kind of end all be all. It's everything you need it to be and nothing you don't. No, I don't know. I think if Bigfoot is real, it's probably something. I don't think it's like a typical like wild wolf or something. It's probably some weird shape shifting shit that could zone in and zone out of our dimensions.
So,
what is that?
There's a story. There's a story I hear all the time, and this is in cryptozoology, right, with Bigfoot, that park rangers, especially like fire watch guys, they'll magically see staircases in the woods leading to nowhere, just randomly. Like you'll be walking around the trees, you'll be doing your thing, and staircase in the woods. And The only thing they're ever told about it, if they ask about it, is don't go up the staircase in the woods. Just don't do it. Nobody give you anything other information about this. I've always had a theory that the staircase in the woods is actually where Bigfoot hides. Right? If you go
How
up the
about if
staircase,
you see a staircase in the woods, take a fucking picture of it? How hard is it to take a
there
fucking
are
picture?
pictures of it, but like people that do
I need to
Photoshop
find
might have
that.
debunked them.
Yeah, come on.
But it's like it's
check your DMs.
Also, how many shows are in the LCU now?
20.
No one knows. No one
Really?
knows.
Some are in interdimensional beings. Some are in
It's
some are
every
internet-
goddamn day, depending on what Keemstar feels like in the morning. It's like, I think I'll kill 3 shows and add 4. We have no idea, but there's a lot.
I remember those days, man. Because I was on Skyfire News there for a bit. It has its fun times. It has its not so fun times, right? Are you allowed to say that? Sorry. Blink twice if you can say.
No, I'm not. I'm not one
Look
of
at
these
see,
captive hosts. I'll say
Wings blink
I
if you're a
wanna say.
hostage.
Okay. Well, yeah. So let's do that, Tech. However you want to play that out. We were trying to figure out the super chat situation. Go ahead, Tech.
So we are at the, I think 40, no, what is it? An hour and 10 minutes in. We would like to open up to the chat. Red, you're a guest here, right? People have had questions about the things you believe in, and they want to have commentary
Yeah, I'm
between
down.
you
Let's
and
do some chat
Jaffe.
stuff.
I'm going to go ahead and let the TTS start playing. Anything above $10 we'll read out. If you have a question for the panel, you can donate a $10 super chat, and we will get to it because it'll play live. Also, thank you, BB Phil, for 5 gifted LolCow Crypt memberships.
We appreciate it very, very much.
Thank you so much.
What other things, Red, interest you in kind of the, like, obviously you're all in on the UFOs and UAPs and stuff like that, but do you get into the ghost? Do you get into, whoa.
Super chatted $9.99 for Red Panda. How are you able to determine footage is real with the growing AI trend, especially when AI programs are recently having
That is a
difficulty
great question.
figuring out what's fake?
Yeah, no, honestly, that's a great question, and we're kind of cooked. We're kind of done. Like some of my even UFO friends, like when I think C-Dance or someone came out, and a bunch of them were like faking stuff. It's like, oh yeah, no, we're done. So you kind of got to have like multiple angles, multiple witnesses, and that's why, for better or worse, people like the military stuff because like there's some kind of chain of custody. But even then, that could all be. We're pretty much we're done. Honestly, I think videos are kind of worthless now after that. They already kind of were in a way because like you can only get so much from a video, but now they're just like, yeah.
Well, my whole thing is this, right? Like every alien video I've ever seen is like looks like it came from a 1980 shot on shitty VHS handheld camera. Like even in the current day, it's like it's amazing that when everybody got an HD quality camera in their pocket, Bigfoot disappeared. Homie went missing.
Skeptics
Somebody
love
needs to
saying
send him a
that
letter.
shit.
Yeah, it's just like where'd all the motherfuckers go?
Well, that's fair, but have you ever tried taking a video of just even like a plane or a balloon or the moon at night? Like these cameras are not built for that kind of thing, to be honest. Even just regular shit in the sky.
Right now they're not, but have you seen the technology Apple's actually creating? Like they can take I got an iPhone 15, right? It can take pictures in the dark really well, like because it has software that takes it and like lightens it up and like has an algorithm behind it, so it doesn't take the actual photo, but it sees what you're doing, what you want it to happen, and it creates it in the aggregate, right? So like it's like, oh, this picture is grainy and blurry and you didn't do the white balance right or anything, there was not enough light in the sensor, but guess what, we got the technology to fix all that for you, and that's how pictures are took now, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. It is hard to capture stuff in the sky that's moving with the camera.
At Alex
And it's not blurry.
1048 super chatted $10. Red Panda, I got 2 questions real quick. What is 12 by 6? Then define what a predicate is and how it's used in a sentence.
Oh, I know neither. I'm really dumb. Don't know either.
He is using my stuff again. These are questions I ask people in Call of Duty when they want to pretend that they're smart. I'll go, "Oh, damn, you're so smart. What's 12 times 6?"
What is a predicate? It's been a while since I heard that. That's
isn't it?
What is that? Tell us what is a predicate? Educate me, brother.
A predicate is like when John went home. Like John went home. It's a
Wings, do you not know?
You don't even know Wings, do you? You don't even know.
You don't
look
even
it
know.
up.
Oh,
You're
look, he's
looking
Googling.
it up.
Oh, you piece of shit, bro.
Wow.
I don't remember it off the top of my
Oh,
head.
Okay.
damn, all this shit, and he
Well,
didn't even know.
A predicate in a sentence structure, you have the subject and the predicate, right? So you have like,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, so it's like
know a
the
word.
object.
it's like the action or whatever. So you know,
Yeah.
if John ran home, right? John is the subject, and the running home is the predicate. The action is to do that.
Right. That's why I was trying to use a
Yeah,
sentence.
I like how Wings. I like how Wings is now like right. That's what.
No,
it
no,
is.
I was trying
I
to.
knew a predicate.
No.
I was
You've
going
been
to
outed,
give
Wings.
an
You
example
didn't
in
know
the
what a
sentence.
predicate was, bro.
Yeah.
I couldn't give you the actual definition of a predicate, but I can tell you where it is in a
Dude.
sentence.
Red was about to invite you to the next congressional hearings on aliens, but not anymore. You're a
Dude.
fucking moron.
You
dude.
clammed up. You started Googling, looking. You were nervous, bro. You're sweating now, dude.
That's right.
Oh man.
That was a good turn. That was a good turn on me.
Yeah,
But be fair, the chat asked you that I didn't.
Yeah, true. And let's get more super chats.
yeah.
So Keem doesn't, I don't know, like abuse these guys. No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
true. It gives me real fucking mad.
What was your experience like on this show? 'Cause I'm
He
like-
didn't abuse me. I learned a lot, but it's definitely its own thing, right? Working with Keem and for Keem.
Oh, this guy knows.
It's a unique experience, right?
You can tell this
Were
guy
you-
worked with Keem because he was like, if there's no money coming in, Keem's gonna be pissed.
he seems like one of those people that like has like who's been a hostage in like North Korea, and we get him back, and he's like,
No, it was cool.
you know,
I learned a lot. It was fun, but it was kind of intense. But honestly, to his credit, my X account would not be popping if I didn't do those few months with Keem.
I
little
got
boot
a
camp.
question for you. Did you
Yeah.
Keem ever make you do something on such short notice that is almost inhuman?
Oh, is this gonna turn into a Keem Star?
No, I'm just questioning, like, because that's my like I've worked with Keem for 18 years at this point, and he loves to do that. Like I remember me and Boogie had an idea of like going to a Trump rally, like wearing like white guys for Harris T-shirts, right?
Yeah.
And like Keem's like, we should do it. There's one in Asheville. Make the shirts, Wings. And I'm like, no, this is 2 days away. I don't even have tickets. He's like, buy tickets. It's like, well, I literally had to go get a shirt made that afternoon after the show and then drive to Asheville, North Carolina. Boogie had to go from Arkansas to Asheville, North Carolina. So he had to drive like fucking 18 hours to make this shit
Are you
happen.
serious? 18 hours
Dead
and 2
serious.
days notice? That's
Yeah.
that's Keemstar vibes.
I feel like
yeah.
Keemstar is he's very big on.
At Moon Bunny, I super chatted $20.
Thank you,
I
Moon
love
Bunny.
this idea of special guests, so freaking interesting.
Yeah, we'll do more. We'll do more special guests.
At Keems _pet super chatted $10. Panda, how old is your Reddit account? Wow. Also, can you please show us your crusty sock collection,
Okay,
please?
if this was
I
like the
will take the
emojis,
$10, bro.
100.
I'm not doing the emoji. I'm sorry. The fucking 33 emojis in that super chat is not getting played out. I'm so sorry. Keem Spent, appreciate you. Fuck that. That's
Dude, thank you, Keem Spent. Like I looked at Panda's account. I'm like, dog, he does this shit so much better than I do. I've been going this shit 18 years. I got like 40,000 people on my X.
To his credit, if I didn't do that little boot camp with him, my account would not be popping. Like, I only really started growing my account once Skyfire News kind of stopped in 2024, and
See,
so yeah.
X is weird for LolCow. Like if I go put something on X, I could be like, Tex hair is nice today. It's just people calling me fat. That's all it is.
Oh.
Like that's it's like anything
Well,
I type or share.
maybe it has something to do with you tweeting Tex hair is nice today. I mean, who the fuck wants to read that?
That's
Yeah.
true. I mean, Jaffe will make a post on his Twitter and he'll be like, "This new game's coming out. I'm so excited!" And he'll be like, "Jaffe loves the movie Cuties. He's a big fan of the Cuties movie. He loves Cuties."
Oh, do you actually? That's a joke, right?
No, it's not a joke.
I
He
don't
thinks it is a
dear
social
Lord.
necessity.
No.
He thinks that movie was needed in society to teach
Well, to be
people.
fair, I never watched
Okay,
it,
wait a
so-
minute. You may be marrying my daughter, but I'll sue your ass for slander regardless.
I have no. I have a Wikipedia page of you that says
Yeah.
you
Are
love
you really marrying
Cuties.
his daughter, by the way?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
me and her.
Yeah,
are-
David.
This LCU has gone wild since I
Let me
did.
explain something to you, Red. Let me
for you, though.
explain something to you.
Congrats,
Thank you.
Let me
Tech
explain something to you.
Protect. Thank
Now
you.
I have to defend myself.
You
Do
don't
I
have
think
to.
Cuties is a great movie? Of course not. Do I think I've watched it when it came out and I think that it actually is about the very thing that the people who are appalled by it, it's about that. It's about the horror of sexualizing kids through social media, and it is a warning about not letting your kids just run rampant on things like Twitter and Instagram and TikTok because there are predators out there. And instead of that, and Netflix did a real disservice the way they marketed it, because now you can't even talk about it because people are like, that's the pedophile movie. And it's like, it's actually the anti-pedophile movie. But you can't even have the conversation anymore because the work has been done already that everyone's just like, they won't even listen to you. So people make fun of me because I'm like, is it an important movie? It's not the world's most important movie, but it is it has an important message, and it has gotten lambasted for bad marketing.
The TLDR is he
have.
loves cuties. He's a big fan that they actually went out and made the movie.
His second favorite film is Blackfish.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what Blackfish is? Damn,
No.
Jaffe.
It's a movie about SeaWorld and how like they abused orcas.
Oh,
The
right,
plight
right,
of the
right.
orcas.
I was just at SeaWorld. Am I a piece of shit? I've never seen Blackfish either.
It's fine. The orcas, they're animals and they're big and they're smart, but they're just fucking animals. Who cares? All right.
Cows are really smart too, though. That's my like saving grace. I always tell myself when people are like, "Oh, you're a piece of shit because you went to SeaWorld." It's like, well,
the
cows
chat-
have friends and all this shit.
We should go to SeaWorld, Jaffe.
We should do a documentary
I
thing tomorrow.
find SeaWorld boring, actually. Because it's the same shit. After you see the penguins, which is wonderful, it's like, okay, there's a thing jumping around. Oh, there's
Yeah.
another thing jumping
Dude.
around.
They don't do like what the Georgia Aquarium does. Like they have petting zoos. Like you can go pet the
Yeah,
penguins,
they
and pet
have
the
that.
sea lions.
They have
and
some
stuff
of
like
that.
Look,
Like, I know
man,
there's
that's
some-
why I
they
love
let
the
you feed your hand
aliens,
stuff.
and that's why I want Keemstar to get us on a trip to Skinwalker Ranch to do DMT. Because when you hit my
that'd be
age,
cool.
when you hit my age at 55, I've done all the
55?
petting zoos. I've done all that shit. I need something new. I want some new shit to happen. So yes, Red, we are going to go out according to Keemstar and camp out at Skinwalker Ranch, and I'm going to do DMT in the desert. You are welcome to join us if you.
You should come.
Yeah, you want to come?
Maybe, yeah. Be careful out there. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see about it. Hit me up in the back
Yeah.
channels. But I've heard some weird stories of people going out there, and especially if we're gonna do DMT. There's also some like second tier ranches out there. If Brandon Fugel doesn't let you guys go on there, there's like Blind Frog or some other stuff. But I've heard some weird stories about people
Get
go
some
out there and
good
do like weird
content.
occult rituals
I'll
and stuff like
say
that.
this: if an alien kidnaps my ass, he's earned it.
Yeah,
Well,
He just
the
earned it.
tractor beam is
and
anti-grav.
they got zero gravity if they can kidnap your ass too. It's
Yeah.
like, holy, you want to bring him on the ship with that?
That's where
Who
scientists
knows?
went.
I'm giving it all I can, Captain.
There's
I
a
don't
fucking
know.
grave with a clipboard. Like, oh, we're gonna have to move some stuff around for balance here. We can't do.
Do you think they pick you up and they're looking at their clipboard for animals to abduct? And like, do I mark off human or gorilla or fucking whale? Which one?
Come on,
Which
now.
one is
you
it?
Be nice. You be nice to Jordy. But now, what about X? Twitter, but you've got a big account over there. I mean, my account's monetized, but I don't make any money off Twitter anymore because I posted screenshots of my Baldur's Gate 3 game where I had all the chicks not wearing clothes. And I people were doing nudity all the time, and I'm just like, look at this! I can have a party with these ladies without any clothes on. And they're like, "Oh, you're demonetized." I'm like, "All right, whatever." But I mean, do you have a
interesting.
successful account enough that is like you make an income and that's your job? Or
I mean,
is
it's
this
cool.
like,
It's not my like job or anything, but it's cool, interesting money. But they're always changing it over there, so it's not like something to rely on.
Right.
But
do you have a
it's
normal
cool.
job though, or do you make content all day?
Yeah, no, I have a normie job too. Yeah, so yeah,
Oh,
I do a bunch
interesting.
of shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's a
all right.
wagey.
Well,
Yeah,
no, I
what
was
do
going to
you
ask,
do?
like, do people in your world, if you have a normal job, do they know about this side of you?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely that. I try to keep the other way, not so much, because there's a lot of psycho motherfuckers in the UFO community too.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yes.
if Kim's told you guys about that during the Skyfire news.
Oh no, he
feed,
has
but,
it. Can you enlighten us?
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing I like kind of tracking and monitoring. There's like all these weirdo little psycho cults and some of these counterintel agents, they like build up little fan bases or they're like create little doxing psycho armies and stuff like that. And it's
So-
pretty funny.
So there's an army that pushes other people out of the space.
Oh yeah, you kind of even see it with this current pastor story, where like there's a lot of like low key hostility from some of the UFO people, like being at the pastors because they're apparently they talked to some intel agents who aren't the typical suspects. But yeah, they were coming at Keem a lot when he came on the scene, calling him a pedophile. I really think a lot of them are actually like legitimately just straight up Scientologists because the tactics are like very similar, and a lot of the belief systems are very similar too, like remote viewings, the Scientology like. A lot of the first class remote viewers are Scientologists. A lot of people don't know that. And the CIA program, Stargate, and stuff like that. And there's a through line with a lot of those people to even today, with like Hal Puthoff and stuff like that. But yeah.
Well, you just said Stargate. Kayla in our chat wants to know, what is your favorite alien movie and which one do you think is the most realistic?
Okay, favorite alien movie?
Has to be ET.
Honestly, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Have you guys seen that?
Oh hell
Yes.
yeah!
For a while, I tried watching it. It was boring me, and then I watched it a few years ago, and it's like, oh shit, this is actually really good. I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, that one's probably mine. And then
Are you going to
what was
see?
it?
I assume you're going to see Disclosure Day.
Oh yeah, that's like our whole community. That's like a big deal. It's like
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
The
Can't
UFO
wait.
people. It's gonna be fun. I mean, honestly, if I'm being honest, the trailers don't look that good, but I am still excited as fuck. What about you?
Well, I'm a huge Spielberg nerd. I saw Close Encounters in the theater when I was like 6, and it was
What?
boring.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was boring, but as I got older, I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. And so I'm excited because the subject matter, I'm excited because it's Spielberg, and I only watched the first trailer. I don't need to know anymore. I mean, the guy makes a great movie, even if it's not a good movie, it's still worth watching just because he's
Yeah.
a master of the craft. So Spielberg making movies about aliens, I'm there the night before.
Were you really 6 at the Close Encounters of the Third
I was
Kind?
probably more like 5 because it came out in 1977 or
I
8.
believe.
Okay.
It was 8 because 77 was Star Wars.
Did you see that in theaters too?
Oh yeah.
Was that amazing?
He's old.
I'm not that fucking old.
Yeah.
Jeffy's old.
Oh,
Keemstar, under the drama alert, he donated $50 and said Red is such a wealth of knowledge on these topics.
Oh, thank you, Keemstar.
Thanks, Keem. No, he did that for free.
I was giving you some kudos earlier too, Keem. We were kind of trolling you a bit, but definitely my X account wouldn't. I just hit the 100K follower mark on X. Not that it's like
Dude,
everything. It definitely wouldn't have been there without the Skyfire News
You're
days. And
still
things I learned
scared
there.
of him even after you've left him, aren't you? You're in a goddamn
I'm
cult.
not scared of him. No.
Goddamn right, you're scared of him. Just say it. Just
It was
admit
no. I mean, it was definitely an experience. I definitely learned a lot. So it was cool. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I appreciate him giving me kudos, and I'll give you kudos, bro. My account would not be 100K without that little experience. 'Cause, yeah.
Neurodivergent people drive neurotypical people crazy, but neurodivergent people rule the world because we can convince typical people to do all kinds of crazy shit. And when it works, and it doesn't always, but when it does, we look like geniuses.
Are you
It's great.
assuming Red is neurodivergent? That's kind of, and yeah, that's a
No,
reach.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
assuming,
neurotypical.
Or-
I'm assuming he's neurotypical because at least he's less.
Didn't sound that
he's
way.
he's more neurotypical than Keemstar.
Nah, it sounded like
I
you
got
called
my
him
education in
autistic.
South Carolina. I don't know what the fuck these words mean.
Oh, really? Though, how many
Oh,
FCU shows is there? Like 15 to 20 range
There's
now?
there's
25,
about
I think.
there's about 20 right now. They took some off the air.
Wow.
But yeah, I do want to know.
Is there like a website I could go read all of them? Like,
LolCow.co.
LolCow.co and then I think /schedule. You can
You don't
see
need that. Just go to code.
Yeah, but you need a
Our
.co.
pay pig, BB Phil said, "Did you know there's a UFO guy out there already doing local content called Steve Cambion? He even a statue made Evo Voldemort on a special glazed donut." Okay, is this? Am I getting trolled here?
no, Steve Cameron's a cool guy. I like him. His show. He kind of. I don't know if you guys see that David Wilcock killed himself a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right? Are we
I
allowed
did
to
see
talk about
that,
shoot
yes.
unalive
Yeah.
himself?
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Um,
Yeah, whatever.
He used to do a bunch of deep dives on that. So some people were trying to blame him for it. I don't necessarily think so because there's a lot of another thing with like the whole cult dynamics. There's a lot of like grifters in this space on like some next level grifting shit is going on over here. So he likes to roast them and stuff like that. It's pretty funny. He's a good
I
channel.
mean,
I recommend.
I will say what's fascinating is the similarities between religion and the ufology, because the idea that there are these grifters, just like there are these evangelists that will totally take advantage of people and their money just to make, and they know they've got a captive audience. It's like, oh, I'm sad or my life is shit. Don't worry, I'll tell you that everything's going to be great by reading you the Torah or the Bible or whatever. It's not dissimilar to the UFO space. It's like I wish kids would have like public education. We would. It's like, look, here's how to spot a bullshit artist. I think what a value that would be to our society if we could teach that instead of I don't fucking know, algebra 2, unless you really love algebra.
I'd say I think it's actually even crazier than the religious space. Actually, no. Well, the religious space can get pretty crazy too. But there's like such a wild west, like unregulation. Not that everything should be regulated, but like people are out here like saying that they're star seeds and channeling shit, and it just sounds. It's pretty much like the same thing, but I think you could low-key get away with a lot more in UFO land.
Oh,
You
yeah.
could push this shit a lot farther and make a wild, outlandish bullshit that.
Well, you
could
talked
make-
about Boogie, and I don't know if Boogie was lying or not, but Boogie is the one who introduced me to. I mean, I'd seen people like this throughout my life,
What's his
but
name?
this Bashir guy.
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't
see exactly.
and and I don't know if this was Boogie doing a bit or not, but he said he believed in this guy, who's a guy who channels a UFO alien guy from
The
X
fourth
light years away.
dimension, who is like the so it's such a crazy thing. He's like, the guy speaks through me. I'm the conduit of his actions interdimensionally.
So dumb. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
But,
He usually does that on magic mushrooms, though.
Yeah. Well, Boogie later admitted.
He's
I
been
think
doing a bit, right? Isn't he? He's skeptical about all this stuff too, right?
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
hard
he
to
said.
tell. Boogie can't be pinpointed on what's the truth. I think like he's such a character already that if he starts to be a little bit more outlandish, it's like, okay, well, is this part of the character of Boogie, or is this the real Boogie, or what have you? Like, I think yesterday on stream, he took 7 doses of magic mushroom chocolate because he was like, "Fuck it, I'm giving up," and then he just went crazy. So that's
Oh, really?
that's Boogie.
Yeah. Some more
Do you
Boogie
believe
lies.
he has cancer, by the way, too? Do you guys?
No, I think he has multiple personality disorder. I don't think he has cancer.
I think he is cancer, but I don't think he has cancer.
Yeah.
I do think it's funny then that Wings is like a UFO big time skeptic, but like a Boogie cancer.
Look, I can read blood reports, Mug. They even, blood reports are easy because they give you what your blood number is and they give you what your range should be.
Look,
right
Does
next
he just
to
not
it.
want to make that public? Is that what's going on there?
Apparently, for the guy who's been, exposed where people know where Boogie lives, they know his full name, they know the weight that he currently is at, they know all the shit about him. He's like, but my reports of my blood and my cancer, no one can see it. I think someone didn't someone
Also, if
offer
he
him
really had
6
cancer, the
figures?
grift would go so good for him. And you know what I mean? If he
But
could
are we
prove
really
it-
going to let it go that Wings just said, I read his blood report, he has cancer? Bitch, there are specialists that go to college and school for 15 years to know if someone has cancer or not. And like, my name's Wings.
Couldn't define a predicate, but I can read blood reports.
Come on.
Blood reports are easy. It's not hard.
Easier than defining a predicate? That's
Have you your ass has not had a blood done in a while because they give it to you on the paper what it should be right next to it. It's simple.
They do, but it doesn't say cancer.
Yeah,
you can't tell if it's cancer.
It's code,
That's why I say-
48LB.
That's why I use the preference. He most likely has what he says he has.
Wings, don't you agree though? Like,
he showed me
had
the blood
cancer-
reports.
Sorry, you go.
ahead. He showed me the blood report. He goes, "This is what somebody with polycythemia vera would have in their blood numbers." And he showed me another piece of paper, and I go, "Oh, well, it does kind of line up." But like I said, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I can't make that call.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, if he pops back up actually having polycythemia vera later on, the point is the optics are so bad on it, he can't say he has cancer no more.
Yeah, Wings,
No,
I'm
I
going to
think
get you
the optics are so bad he would have to if he did.
Yeah.
He's gotten dragged through the internet so bad as like, oh, this piece of shit lied about cancer. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but like, if he had cancer, it would Loki like save his reputation on that front. You know what I mean?
Cancer would
And he
save
could probably
Boogie.
He could grift up it super hard too.
Boogie could come out as Jesus Christ, and it couldn't save his reputation at this point. I'm in the same boat.
The
Because
best
like,
thing
Boogie owes me $500.
The best thing Boogie could do is move beneath some power lines and hope for some cancer.
Just
That's
cross
what he
his
should
fingers.
do.
Wings, I'm going to get on Google Docs or Microsoft Word right now and print out a paper that says TechProtect needs at least $200 more on every stream or I die. And you'll be like, it's real. Look, here's the paper. I don't trust Boogie. Me personally, I met the guy.
I didn't see it in paperwork. It was actually in a medical app on his phone.
Oh, okay.
Oh, which makes
You
it
know what I
worse.
It's so hard if he had
When we
cancer.
first started this interview this morning, I was like, we have to be very professional with Red because
Oh.
I don't know. And now I'm like, this motherfucker was in the LCU. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, I was literally in the LCU, bro. And also, I'm reading. These are all shows? So I'm just gonna read them. Dude, Keem's been at work since I've been gone.
I don't fucking want. I don't even know what they are.
Crypt, LolCow Rain, LolCow Chubby, LolCow Gay. So these are all shows. LolCow Babe, LolCow Hero, LolCow Glass, LolCow Cracked, LolCow Nerd, LolCow Queens, LolCow Short Bus, LolCow Live, the OG, LolCow Alpha, LolCow Reapers, LolCow Pit, LolCow Nuts, LolCow Wild, LolCow Gold, LolCow Fluff, LolCow Rebel, LolCow
It's a long
Fire,
list.
LolCow Rewind, LolCow Cash, LolCow Cafe, LolCow Jester. Holy shit.
Look,
Hey, you know what? They're all
Keem is a rich
awesome.
man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you a fact. This is a fun fact, right? All right. The host of LolCow Gay, right, is
LolCow
actually marrying Jaffe's daughter.
Yeah, it's me.
Do you-
I'm here on LolCow Crypt. I also am on LolCow Gay. I'm also on LolCow Bus. I do 3 shows in the network.
what is LolCow Gay?
So imagine if there was a show called LolCow Straight, where men were about being men, and this is the opposite. This is gay. Not really. I don't
Are
know.
you gay?
No, I'm not gay.
Are you the straight guy? You're the straight man?
It's kind of that.
No
but-
one on the show is gay.
Well, look, it's hard to say. Iceman,
I mean, Iceman might be.
he might be gay. Albert might be bisexual.
It has nothing to do, from what I understand, with actual sexuality or sexual
Yeah,
orientation.
Keemstar came up with the idea to just name the show whatever if it's catchy. The content doesn't have to be
Okay.
oriented towards it, right? LolCow Crypt, originally this show was about cryptids like fucking Bigfoot and Loch Ness and the Chupacabra. And then I took it over and I did drinking streams. And I was like, let's fuck around and listen to fucking copyright music. Let's have a good time. And the show grew from there. The names of it doesn't really matter anymore. You know,
Okay.
LolCow Queens has like a woman that lives in a trailer with roaches, a lady that has a
Dear
boxer's jaw, and like an OnlyFans girl. It's like none of them are really queens, you know, but the show's called that.
I think in 2024 there was only LolCow Live, right, Boogie?
So that's
I
queens.
Yeah, and then
I'm
like Skyfire
Wings.
News was like the only other thing. And then is he still doing the boxing thing?
Happy Punch, yeah, Happy Punch is doing
Happy
really
Punch,
well.
right?
Yeah, Keem
Yeah,
talked about it
but now,
yesterday.
dude, I'm mind blown that there's 25. The LolCow Universe is 25 shows.
Which they recently got rid of some shows.
Yeah, but
So,
you
like,
have
this-
to use
this
the
is
word
trimmed
show.
down.
You have to use the word show very loosely, though. You
Yeah.
say that like these are all well-produced, planned shows with professionals that show up with the plan. A show can, it's YouTube, right? So you can turn on the camera and aim it at a plant and call it a show, which frankly would be more entertaining than half of the shows that you just read off.
Yeah,
But some of them are quite good.
and
And it looks like there's a bunch of hosts. Oh, is Tommy C back?
Tommy C
Yeah,
is
he was
back. He's on a show that goes right
nice.
before this.
He has a great show. His show's great. I love that show.
LolCow Cafe.
So like reading all the show names out, Red. Which one would you be least inclined to watch based off the name by
Based
itself?
on just the name alone. Let's see.
Just the
Let me
name
go
alone.
Back to that because I went to the
LolCow
host,
Nature.
and it looks like there's like 40 different hosts. But let me go back to the shows.
Yeah, if you're on
Okay,
the
all
webpage
shows.
and you click on shows and go to schedule, you can see like all of them in a line.
I'm surprised there's not a LolCow Sammy Caro Johnson. I'm surprised it's not a thing.
I think by name, I think the worst sounding name for me is LolCow Glass.
Which is
LolCow
one of the
Gay
more
is pretty
successful
funny.
shows.
I mean, yeah, it is.
LolCow Cafe does have a fun name. Maybe just because I knew that Tommy C was on there. I don't know. This is insane though. I can't believe that. Wow, amazing.
Dude, I like how they took the glass and created like a whole name for them. Like with my fan base, I call them the hoodlums, but there's the glass holes.
What about Rain? What is LolCow Rain? Or it just doesn't even mean anything, right?
Doesn't
Just
mean anything.
Okay.
It has-
LolCow Rain's where Boogie sends his significant other to make my $500.
You know,
oh shit!
Boogie's dating the 23-year-old. I think they're engaged,
Is
right?
he still?
Yeah, they're engaged. Wings, is that
Okay,
true?
cool.
Yes.
Yeah. So his future child bride is hosting LolCow Rain. Who knows what they do there? I don't know. They compete against us, so we're kind of obligated to shit talk them a little bit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's how it goes. There are 3 open spots in the universe if you're ever looking for a late night show. Are you West Coast or East Coast?
I'm West Coast. I think I'm good solo, but it's good for Keem and good for y'all. I hope you guys are being treated well. If there's not any human trafficking going on in this situation. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Keem keeps us.
Wings, blink if you
pretty
are a
well.
hostage, bro.
Dude, I'm a hostage in my own body, dog. I live in a prison of flesh and bone.
Oh fuck.
Wow. I'm having a good time. I like doing the show, but that's not all I do. So maybe if I was like Tech, I had 3 of these fucking things, I'd probably want to jump off a bridge. But you know,
I couldn't do 3 of these bitches. Like I was offered 2 one time, and I'm like, I'm good.
6
Did
hours.
Connor ever come back, Wings? Remember the editor Connor? Did he ever come
Connor's
back?
not going to come back, but like
Okay.
I was a Connor supporter. Like I'm a 100% like a labor guy. Like I generally think the small man should have a bigger voice than he's given.
What about Billy the Fridge? Is he still in the LC?
No, he left
He
recently.
left recently,
Yeah.
which was a real
Was
surprise.
it a big old dramatic thing, or was it,
It-
amicable?
It was dramatic for him, but I think he left on good terms. It was, over the course of months, people started being like, "Oh, let's shit on Billy the Fridge," which I guess I was also one of them that was shitting on Billy the Fridge. And then he like turned heel. He became like a villain essentially, and he was crashing out against people. And I guess it was just too much, and so he left.
He had his own
surprised
Wings of
Tommy
Redemption
C's
moment
back.
at Bat Camp.
Yeah, Tommy C is back, and that's good.
That was a spectacular departure when that happened. Remember, Wings?
I
That was
do.
like
I do.
That was a big old thing.
I remember that. I remember that vividly. It's like that was back. You're referring to like when the network's actually getting formed and like everybody's trying to work together and we're trying to get things. We had editors. We had actually made videos, and
Yeah.
it was it was a good time. Like LolCow Live was a good product back then, and it's kind of like outgrew that, and it's kind of sucks.
Oh, you think it sucks now?
No, not entirely. Like I enjoy some LolCow shows. I can't hate. I will find myself, oh, LolCow, this is on. I will turn on and listen to this for like 30 or 40 minutes. And that's a testament. That says something if I'm willing to do that. Right? But like I just think it's too much of a good thing to the point that it's oversaturated.
It is a lot of shows. But it does feel nice, I guess, to be able to tune into the network. Like if you look at the shows, there is a LolCow show happening every hour of the hour, Monday through Friday, right? If
Even
you're-
like in the middle of the night?
it's 6 a.m. You want to tune in? It's there.
wow.
1 in the morning, there's something going on. 3 a.m. There's always going to be something LolCow universe oriented where there's a conversation about your favorite fucking internet personalities, the Keemstar, the Billy, the Boogies. Well, I guess not Billy anymore. But it's a full cycle. And up until about a month ago, we had 2 of them running 24 hours. Right? We had an A circuit and a B circuit. So if you were up at, again, 2 in the morning, you're like, I want to watch LolCow. You can be like, oh, let me tune into some lady named Cat Lady and, MTV Nick. I don't like them. I'll go to the other one. So instead of watching LolCow Rebel, I'll watch LolCow Fire. You kind of got like your option, your choice.
Well, the thing I never really understood about that though is I get that like if it was back in the day of cable, but that presumes that you only have 2 channels on YouTube. But if I'm watching Cat Lady and MTV Nick and I go, oh, I don't like them, I don't have to just go to the other circuit. I can go to the billions of other things that are streaming. So it almost feels like an outdated idea to be like, oh, I can, if I don't like them, I'll watch the B circuit. Right.
Well, it's the thing in marketing. I think it's like the hallucination of choice or the illusion of choice. I think it's illusion of choice. If you are a like fast food restaurant and you have your arch burger, which costs $12, right?
Yeah.
And then you have your quarter pounder that comes in at $9. That quarter pounder being at $9 kind of sounds overpriced by itself, but now it's like, well, I can choose. I have this
but
option.
why can't you just go next door to Burger
Well, that's
King?
the point. Instead of saying I only have one option here at the McDonald's, right? Maybe I'll go to the Burger King, see what they got. It's like, well, McDonald's now has 2 options for like a better burger. So it makes
but
you stay within
don't
network.
view it like you're staying within the network. There's no friction to leave the network. It's not like you have to enter a brand new web address and wait for 10
what I'm saying
minutes.
is psychologically, you're
No, I
already
get it.
invested.
I get it. I just don't think the psychological. Well, okay, if you're invested already, sure.
Yeah, I think most people aren't looking at it from the meta point of view that you're saying, from like, oh, I could literally just watch anyone else on YouTube or Twitch or Kick or whatever. They're like, well, I'm already here. I might as well see what else is here that's kind of like this flavor.
Got it.
Yeah,
All right,
Keem's not bad on like this. I think it's a great idea, the 2 circuits. I know other people shit on it, but I liked it.
Nothing's wrong with it if the shows are good. So
I'm gonna
What's
have
the worst show? What's the saddest show?
Oh, I love this question. Don't say this show. Fuck you. Hey, what is the worst show, Jaffe?
I don't watch 95% of them, so I
Yeah.
can't speak to that.
I mean, I got it. It's Alpha.
It's
Alpha's the worst
Alpha.
show. Yeah, Alpha's the worst show.
You
Why
don't
is it
like
the worst show?
watching.
Tell me about it.
Is Phantom by himself? Like it's
By the way, Phantom is a 44-year-old divorcee, father of 2 or something. He's like balding. He's ex-military, but he kind of looks like oh, Jaffe, you know this fucking cartoon. What am I thought? The guy has like it's like a kind of it's drawn in the Hey Arnold style. Doug.
Okay.
He looks like Doug, right? He looks like if Doug was a
does.
person, like a real life person, and he kind of talks like this, where he says, you know, I could be an alpha about my recent breakup.
dog, I thought I was watching Alpha. Holy shit.
Yeah,
That's such a good impression.
He does like these weekend streams out in the middle of his like fucking woods behind his house,
Oh, hell yeah.
and
At BB_Phil super
I'll just read
chatted
out.
$14.05. These new LCU fans don't know the hardships we had to endure as early LCL fans. One pre-recorded episode a week and sometimes even that got cancelled. Nowadays they complain about every little thing.
yeah, BB Phil, it has evolved since then.
It's the opposite now. There's always 2 LolCow shows you can watch.
I like
at
how
any
you call
moment
it
in
his
time.
woods. He's literally under a carport that has like a section of trees that separate properties.
Well, he calls it his woods, right? But he'll do you know what mapping is? Stone mapping. He'll sit in front of a camera outside in his like little dirt like car garage area, and he's just like breaking rocks. He's like, I'm making a knife today, and we're gonna show my special obsidian obtained from a mine in Ohio. It's tricolored, and it's I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Harder than diorite.
Yeah, diorite would be rolling in its grave if it.
All right,
knew.
let's go. Let's get back on
Oh,
track.
we
9
hit Jaffe.
red. I'm bored. 9/11
Yeah.
9/11.
inside
9/11,
job or not?
Maybe. I don't know. The passport thing's weird, right?
Yep.
No,
That they found those passports at the base of it?
fucking stupid. Bush is too fucking stupid for 9/11 to be real.
Well, it's probably his handlers, right? If we know that Trump has handlers, we should assume that fucking Bush had handlers as well. Right?
What do you think, Red, is the dumbest conspiracy theory that people believe?
Ooh.
Shoot, I don't know.
Moon landing?
Flat Earth.
No, I mean, maybe flat Earth even, but even the way flat Earth is kind of like said in the zeitgeist, I kind of feel like it's almost easy to say flat Earth. I'm trying to think of like a good one. I don't know. Honestly, there's a lot of dumb ones, I guess, but
Okay.
people say UFOs are dumb, so what can I do?
Could we speed run conspiracies and you give us do you believe in the conspiracy or you don't believe in it?
Okay.
Okay,
let's do it.
we'll start. Charlie Kirk, real or conspiracy?
Really weird, and as you were saying in the beginning, there were some weird planes flying ahead, and the way it was kind of used, and how we kind of went to Iran war after. I don't know, weird. I say weird. I don't know for
Weird.
sure which way, one way or the other. but
9/11.
Weird conspiracy,
Weird.
yeah.
Okay. The cryptids like Bigfoot and Loch Ness.
Loch Ness probably no, but Bigfoot, fuck it, it's probably an interdimensional being.
Charlie Kirk shot Charlie Kirk is real assassination or actually the guy who they think assassinated him?
Well,
We just did that, but yeah, no, I think or get more specific.
Did we
I don't
do
know.
Charlie
There's a
Kirk
lot of
first?
anomalies with the guy. I don't know if Israel did it, but I don't know if Homeboy did it either. Wasn't there?
if you watch the videos that Red Panda has online, there's a couple theories out there, right? Like there was this one weird plane that kind of like turned around and went over to where the event was.
By the way, that guy in that video, John Colin,
Yeah.
he's disappeared from X for ever since that video. He's missing. He was posting on X like every day apparently for like a decade or something like that, and he's
now
just
he's gone.
and like people who know him are like worried about him, and no one's heard from him. He's just gone. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, this plane came by. It flew extremely low for the type of plane it was, right over the site.
It was
Why
licensed
though?
to this
What
like
was
CIA subdivision.
It was
thing.
supposed to be going to Texas for some reason, and then it was like, nah, fuck this, and it went over to Utah, where Kirk was at, like for the moment that this happened, and it was one of those planes that could be used for surveillance or for information gathering. It's like a very weird circumstance, and I don't
But
think anyone's
what's
explained
the
it.
theory as to why? it would do
Some
that?
people say that it potentially flew over the event and released a new form of drone that then went down and did the deed. There's a number of theories about this, that there's a crazy high tech weapon on board that can shoot a stabilized shot from the sky at a target very precisely.
they've had that. Hold up, they've had that technology since Vietnam. It's called pylon turning. Like you can actually create a vortex that actually makes it so like there's not wind resistance for bullets. That's how AC-130 works.
Yeah, but it's also like silent and couldn't be heard as a big ballistic thing from the sky. Now, there's a number of things going on about this that's like.
But there was a big ballistic shot that happened.
Well, yeah, there was a
That
sound.
you could hear.
If the shot was taken from where that plane was, it would not be as audible, and there was someone on the ground that made the
It would
the noise.
would have came. The bullet would have hit well before the sound got there if it was that much distance. Here's what most likely happened, right? They had a fall guy, which is the guy on the building. They had two people in the crowd to be distractions, which they did, and they had somebody shoot him in the back of the fucking head, right? Because if you've ever shot anything with a gun, especially ammunition that core locks, you realize that the entry wound's very fucking small, and the exit wound much, much bigger. The thing that came out of that man's neck was an exit wound. That bullet was coming out the front of his neck, not going through the front of his neck. He was shot from an angle on a rooftop from behind. And if he was shot with the rifle that they're claiming he was shot with, it would have probably broke his neck.
I don't know. The exit
well,
wound
how
theory
about-
is.
How?
Go ahead, Jeff.
Look, well, no. So let's. My whole thing is, I get if you're going to say the CIA or Mossad took out Kennedy, or Martin Luther King Jr. or Malcolm X. I understand. Charlie Kirk. I mean, to what end? I'm not saying I would put it past anyone.
He was just talking shit about Israel, and
A lot of people
Trump,
talk shit about
Trump-
Israel.
Trump was the first president, Benjamin Netanyahu. I'm sorry, Benjamin Netanyahu convinced Obama ran. Like he was already like in Trump's ear at that point. It's like I want you to come bomb Iran. I also want you to take care of this guy. It's my biggest op.
My
So
conspiracy
you
is
think what?
different.
Well, hang on. So you think though that it was that Trump administration was worried that Charlie Kirk would start to seed into the right culture, the right wing culture that we need to stop being so slavish to Israel.
I haven't thought about it like that, but I could see that. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a number of things that would support that, right? Nick Fuentes recently has been like, well, fuck the Republicans. If they're going to do this, then we're actually going to vote for Democrats in the next election. It seems like the extreme right grifters kind of are going against like the Trump MAGA audience. But that's another conversation for another day. I think the Charlie Kirk thing was more oriented towards promoting Erica Kirk as a new potential political candidate in the future over the loss of Charlie Kirk. If there is a conspiracy that he was taken out on purpose by some other organization. Because it's strange that she took this meteor fucking rise everywhere immediately after. And now she's talked about on CNN and NBC and Fox News. She's like everywhere. Charlie Kirk was not that popular.
Fucked up. Compared to her, you mean?
Well, yeah, like she lapsed Charlie Kirk in terms of like political coverage in the time span that she's been doing it. I think she's been.
I don't think that speaks to her quality so much as it speaks to the narrative.
Well, yeah, the narrative that was built for her is what I'm saying.
Right. I mean, I don't think she's an electable candidate. I think too many people have problems with her, even on the right. But we'll see. Maybe that's what it was. Okay.
Another conspiracy. Do you think Keemstar is actually a gnome?
Yes.
That's for Red Panda.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen the technology. Like gnomes can teleport, and Keem has rocks on his property. I haven't seen him use them yet.
Yeah. I would.
But he has these big rocks that almost look like Stonehenge. They're like aligned weirdly. It's like I'm like that. If I was a Batman, that's a teleporter.
Well, gnomes primarily live in your garden, right? And what is Keemstar's favorite hobbies? It's mowing the lawn.
Oh, there you go.
That's true. He loves lawn work. He loves being in that garden. What's another one we got?
The first
Yeah, a
time I
couple
went
more
to
that
Keem's
I'm probably
house,
gonna get going here, but
the first time I went to Keem's house.
All
he
right,
had a
Red. Thank you, buddy.
Skyfire-
We appreciate it. Go ahead.
He had a Skyfire like fire pit, like with like all the Skyfire branding, and this was the LolCow Live was just
nice.
being built, and I'm like, dog, where's the LolCow Live one?
yeah, it was fun. Dude, great name, Skyfire News. That was a really good name. But yeah, it was fun times. Nice
Thank
meeting
you,
you
Red. We
guys.
appreciate it. You as well, buddy. Thank you for the info.
We'll catch you guys around. Peace.
All right.
Peace. Thanks so much.
Well, that was nice. That was a nice gentleman to come talk to us about his special interest.
It was different than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like a suit and a tie type dude that has like documents that he's flipping.
Well, yeah. I mean, I follow him on Twitter. I like him. I knew who he was, but I didn't come prepared with a assumption he was going to be more chill like that. So I was looking to have more of a, but regardless though, I thought it was interesting. And I think ultimately we're back where we started, which is, okay, he's as agnostic as I am on it, which is nice to see. It's nice to see open-minded people in that space. And then Wings, you're, closed-minded on it, which is fine.
But by the way,
I would like to say a realist.
Yeah,
That's the term I would use.
That's fair.
for those that are still watching us here in the LolCow Crypt, we have to announce what our theme for movie night is. Friday, we're going to be running the movie night wheel. I want to do like romance movies, right? I'm not particularly
Romance, like
romance?
Brokeback Mountain.
no, romance, not bromance. I know you guys want bromance. You're both gay. But romance. It doesn't necessarily have to be rom-com. It can be like a Hallmark movie if you guys are like interested in watching one of those. What do you think, Jaffe? Do you agree romance is a good choice?
No.
It can be rom-com, but I think making it broader.
I think rom-com is a good choice. I don't think
I like documentary.
Well, sure. I mean, if we're getting outside of that subgenre, yeah, documentary is great too. But I'm as long as I don't want to watch dramas. There's nothing less interesting. It's almost like going to a strip club with guys. It's like I don't want to sit there and get aroused with a bunch of guys sitting around me. I have no interest in sitting in a LolCow server watching Schindler's List with people. Like that's just not the
Give
vibe,
us a
right?
genre, Jaffe.
Well, okay, so we can do rom-coms, we can do documentaries that are, interesting, not like, documentaries about, the killing fields.
PBS submarines.
Right. We can do 90s blockbusters, we can do 70s
Don't give me
exploitation.
give me your choice.
I would let the audience choose.
We're
what
gonna
they
let the
fucking
audience
want.
choose, but you're gonna choose one for them to choose
Okay,
from.
fine. Okay, we'll do gross out comedies.
That's your
Got it?
choice.
I'm going to give you you want
No.
just one?
Wings wants documentaries. I want romance. You want what?
You want romance or you want rom-coms?
Romance is you can also include rom-coms.
Okay, so I will say I want
Jesus Christ.
really gory schlocky movies. Like Tokyo Gore Police style.
So gore movies, gore. I guess gore.
Yeah, just say over the top gore movies.
The only issue I have with that selection is like how many people know gore movies? Like I can name like 3.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so let's instead say
I've already put it in.
Well,
Already put it in.
it's
There's 1 minute left to
irreversible,
vote. We'll do another selection tomorrow morning, and we'll see.
these
what
are
you
not
guys
good.
want.
These are not good. I don't like these.
They're documentaries in the lead so far. But we will do another vote.
Like crime
tomorrow.
thrillers is a good thing, like Silence of the Lambs, Red Dragon, Along Came a Spider. Like that's a good section.
I don't know any of these.
You don't know any movie, motherfucker. Like
I'm trying to.
I bet you money you know the Minion movie.
I've not seen Despicable Me. Although my girlfriend my fiance, she wants me to watch them. She's like, they're really fun. And I was like, okay, we'll take a look.
Like what would There Would Be Blood? What would that fall under?
Drama.
Drama? That'd be drama, okay.
Great movie, by the way. Great fucking
Yeah.
movie.
No one watches rom-coms. I love Serendipity.
I love rom-coms. Rom-coms are great.
Westerns is a good thing. I don't know. We have a really heavy female presence though.
You know what? Tomorrow we're gonna do another poll. We're gonna end this poll. Documentaries in the lead. What if it's just movies that are classics, like movies that you should know, you should watch? Because I'm down to watch 3 movies that are like part of the zeitgeist.
Canon.
Yeah, that people in the world should know references to. Because all the time people are talking about these movie quotes. I have no fucking idea. So if you think there's a movie that I should have under my belt, right? I think we do that. What do you think?
Yeah, we could do that too, but I'm wondering, like, so to me, like a movie people should know is like Duel, like that's Steven Spielberg's first movie, and like it's a very good first movie as a made for TV movie too.
Yeah, because I've never seen, like, what is it, V for Vendetta? And I feel like a lot of people have seen that
Great
movie.
fucking movie.
Right.
Great fucking
movies
movie.
or movies to get high to. That would be a good one.
Oh my
I would watch those.
Okay, we'll do that.
Pink Floyd, The Wall, heavy metal,
I know.
stuff like that.
10 seconds. How do you do DMT?
All right, thank you, everybody. We'll talk about this next time. We love you. We're turning over to
Bye, guys.
LolCow Game. Bye, everybody. We love you. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for all the support today, by the way. We really appreciate it. Tune in tomorrow. Bye-bye.
All right, so we're off.